in 45 years. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
8 people are deceased. That is according to the Nevada County Sheriff's Department. 1 person is missing. 6 people have been rescued.
Fox Weather's Robert Ray is in South Lake Tahoe, near where the avalanche came down in California.
There's no resorts there. There's no official ski runs. Now, these skiers were with hired guides, mountaineers. For whatever reason, they could not get out fast enough when those winds and the snow came in, and then the avalanche occurred. 2 of the people during the rescue mission could not even walk out of the region because they were so injured. They were brought to a hospital.
On day 19 of the search for Nancy Guthrie in Arizona, a bigger reward for info leading to an arrest.
The Pima County Sheriff's Office says its tip line has gotten an anonymous $100,000 donation to help solicit more information. That's in addition to the $100,000 the FBI has offered.
Fox's Gernal Scott. There has been a royal family arrest in Britain. The former Prince Andrew taken into custody linked to the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking case. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was taken into custody on suspicion of misconduct in a public office. Andrew was already stripped of his title by King Charles, his brother. An ousted South Korean president sentenced to life in prison.
Yoon Suk-yeol was trying to overcome an opposition-controlled Congress in December 2024 when he suddenly declared martial law. The imposition failed. In fact, it led to the former president's impeachment and now imprisonment. Yoon has been found guilty of rebellion for mobilizing the security forces in an illegal attempt to seize the assembly and arrest his opponents.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Drama at Newark, New Jersey's airport. A JetBlue flight took off for West Palm Beach, Florida, then smoke filled the cockpit. An engine failed. The pilot was able to return to Newark, making an emergency landing. Passengers used slides to get off the plane.
Progressive Commercial presents Heroes That Keep Truckers Going. Today's hero, your favorite sassy diner server. Sure, her eyes might say, I don't have all day. But deep down, you know that extra pancake on your plate says, I dislike you less than most people. Thanks, hero. What else can keep truckers going? Progressive Truck Insurance with primary liability limits up to $2 million. Get a quote in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to terms and limits.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Subaru of Gwinnett. You'll love the difference. The Morning Xtra, only on Xtra 106.3.
Morning, y'all. Tug and Los until 10 on Xtra 106.3. This morning, Ben Burnett sitting in for Front Office Los. Ben, former Alpharetta City Councilman. He writes for the AJC sometimes. And then
sex symbol.
There we go. Sex symbol, definitely.
Rock star.
All those things, yes. And does the Ben Burnett Show, too. Don't forget about that. You can hear it every weekend here on Xtra 106.3 Saturdays and Sundays, and then any of the streaming platforms, podcast platforms that you choose. You can get them there.
You find me sometimes on Rumble. I'm kidding.
Can you?
No. Hell no.
Rumble's fine. I got no problem with Rumble. There's a lot of people that do shows there. I think it's great. But I don't have an account. I don't... because I hate YouTube because it's Google and I hate Google. And
yeah, you should.
Yeah, exactly.
They're worth hating.
Yeah, exactly. So, but like...
Well, we don't hate our YouTube viewers.
No.
Yeah.
We just made the company...
Tell your friends.
Yeah, no, definitely. we definitely stream that. No, like all that is... You have to participate. I get it. But I don't like Google as a company. I think they're low down, dirty. I mean, just think about... Think about... Because if you...
You're preaching to the choir here, dude.
I know. But that's why you're beating up on Rumble. What did Rumble do to you?
Nothing. The fringy. It's like Truth Social and Blue Sky.
Yeah, exactly. It's too friends.
If you're on, if you have a Rumble account, I bet you're also on Truth Social.
You think?
Yeah. Call in and let us know.
Okay. Yeah. 404-711-1230.
If you have, do you have Rumble? It's like a 2-for-1.
I think I have a Rumble account from when it first launched. But
how's your Truth Social doing?
I don't have a Truth Social account. Never opened one of those. But I think. I don't know. I'd have to. Let me.
Yeah, you're more of a Blue Sky guy.
Yeah, definitely. Over there with the crazy libs, talking about killing people. And
I'll tell you, I got off Twitter probably 6 or 8 months ago.
Yeah.
And so when you guys are like, hey, send us your clips for the show or whatever, I was like, that was a great place for clips.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Straight.
But speaking of evil social media networks, I have the Threads, the Instagram, Twitter, and it's the exact same, only nobody replies, so you don't have to read everybody's BS.
Like
all the way down.
I never read one reply regardless.
Not to you. I'm just saying you don't have to. It's literally just people, for whatever reason on that platform, do not reply at all. So you can go find whatever you want to look for. It's like, I can't get it to you. I can't get you a Twitter link, but I can get you a Threads link.
To be fair, though, the replies on Twitter are sometimes funnier than the tweets.
100%. There's some good.
Like, I don't understand leaving Twitter, though. That one still, I can't figure that one out. Why'd you do that again?
I just didn't like it. It's so, with the free speech thing, which I and you are good, and Elon opened it up.
Yeah.
It got to be a much worse product with respect to the bots and the stuff that would show up in the account and the people that could just message you. Like, you couldn't message somebody because I didn't have a blue check mark, but anybody and their brother could just message me. I didn't like the way that he set it up. And it's his business. He can do whatever he wants.
No, I get it.
And I turned that SHI, you know what, off.
I never get messages from people ever.
Never?
I don't struggle with bots at all. Like, I don't see any of that stuff. What were you clicking on? Because the algorithm, once you start, once you start clicking on, a particular topic,
I couldn't stand it.
The algorithm just sends that to you. So what are you clicking on?
People I would get into. I just quit fighting with people, and I was like, you know what? I don't even need it.
I hardly ever post anything. I just use it as a news resource. That's all.
It was an incredible news aggregator.
It's the best. It's the best one.
You put your tinfoil hat on and get in your X account.
There you go. Yeah. We need to be sponsored by Reynolds Wrap too. If anybody from Reynolds is listening,
or Great Value, we won't just
great, absolutely, or whatever. The Publix brand, we'll take the Kroger brand, whatever.
It'd be funny if they said a pallet of it.
Dude, it'd be great. Because we always joke about putting on your tinfoil hat here on the show. Now, everything we've said that was tinfoil hat turned out to be true. All of it.
Oh, all of it. Just ask him.
Give me one that hasn't.
I don't.
Exactly.
I'm just here, Tug.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So all of it came true. The election wasn't rigged. It wasn't stolen. Oh, wait, it was. Fonnie Willis wasn't working with the White House to have prosecution of Trump here in Georgia. No, that was all tinfoil hat. It turned out to be. COVID was created in a lab. We all the things.
I never got why I would say the political class. I wondered why they never. That to me was so easy.
The COVID one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. And I don't know why they tried to be like. Did they not want it to be racial? Did they feel like
racial?
No, like because it was the China virus.
It was created in China.
100%. And you
said
Spanish
that,
flu. And I said that. Yeah. But I do wonder. Like it seemed like the
just
political
from their
machine,
perspective.
Yeah, they didn't want to.
I just
think dispersions, except Trump, and he was like, "It's the made in the lab."
Yeah, right, exactly.
He also said to shoot bleach in your eyeballs, so he had as much credibility as he did.
I don't remember that.
Worked for Joe Rogan.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely, exactly.
No, that was the Invector. Ivermectin.
Yeah, absolutely. They told you would turn you yellow or into a horse or something. The horse deworm.
Turned out that worked too to help you get you better.
Yeah. So back to the fact.
Not that I've done that.
Yeah, no. Back to the fact that we need Reynolds or any of those to be that way when we bring up a new tinfoil hat.
You can just make one.
Well, yeah, we can make one and say this tinfoil hat, conspiracy theories brought to you by Reynolds Wrap or something.
Next free weekend I have, I promise you, I'm going to bring them in.
Bring one.
Well, you can get an actual tinfoil. You can bring your own for $2, so it's a pretty low hanging. It's low hanging fruit for.
We're in the business of advertising.
I get that. I'm saying
that's what I'm trying to get everybody.
I'm saying like for a couple $1,000s a month and a pallet of Reynolds Wrap. You could have a pretty good 6 months run for probably a lot less than you think.
Yeah. You can make Los a tinfoil spaceship.
Absolutely. We'll do it all.
Just do the whole room.
Yes. I think it'd be, I think it's smart. I don't know why they've not knocked down the door yet, but maybe one day.
It's because you talk trash about YouTube and that's the only place they could see it.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, well, but you could hear it. I mean, we build the ambiance. I mean, you do a podcast. It's all about telling the story and building the image that is in people's mind, which is why no one ever looks the way you think they will look when you hear them on the radio and then you see them in person.
I know, I look better.
Yes, absolutely, because Ben is a sex symbol, as he's already stated this morning. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you've already built this image of what people were saying when you read a book. You know, the visual tells you what to think and shows you what to think. Where your mind works.
I remember reading A Walk to Remember, the Nicholas Sparks books.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? That was Mandy Moore. Totally. He nailed it.
That's funny. That's great.
He got that one right.
Yeah. I interviewed
And then
him.
Message in a Bottle when it was Kevin Costner. I was like, I don't know, Nicholas. You should have had more creative control.
Okay. Yeah. I was trying to think. The Longest Ride, I got to interview Scott Eastwood and Nicholas Sparks.
Really?
Yeah, when they were in town, and it was at Buckhead at one of the there's like a horse.
That's
farm
like
there.
a name every woman over the age of 30 knows.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
The Notebook.
Yeah, well, it was the Longest Ride was this particular one, but yes, he did The Notebook as well.
Was he cool?
It's super cool. Yeah, it's really nice, and because he's from South Carolina.
I think it's North Carolina.
North Carolina,
same thing.
but yeah, but he loves the Carolinas,
The Low Country.
Oh my gosh, the Low Country,
The Outer Banks.
Yeah, OBX.
God, there'll be a hurricane and a dead former lover from years gone by that you will dream about in any of his books.
Yeah, that's right. Something horrible's happened.
Somebody's dying.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll save you all the trouble. In all the 25 books, the person that he or she loves, they die.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the formula, man. It's like 80s rock. There was a formula. You know, Poison used the formula. Def Leppard used the formula. And
it would be great if Nicholas Sparks was like this degenerate gambler.
Didn't he have something?
I don't know.
I feel like there was something.
If anybody on Earth was going to have 47 girlfriends, it would be him.
Yeah. I think he's gay. Is he not gay?
The way he wrote, I wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, I thought that was the case. I don't know.
No wonder he got through to those women.
Well, yeah, no kidding.
What's going to show up on your Twitter algorithm is Nicholas Sparks gay.
So, right, because it's always listening. Dude, I'm telling you.
So his controversy was apparently in high school.
Come on.
Emails revealed he opposed a gay-straight alliance club.
That's got to be better than that.
Now, I thought something.
It's 2026, and I opposed that.
Yeah, I thought there was something else, but I could be wrong. I don't know. This Nicholas Sparks, if anybody knows, 404-74.
Homo things.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So,
what a controversy. When was that published? Because that sounds about as big a pillow fight of a controversy as you could possibly have.
Stop.
You like the gays. You write to us.
I love it. Did you find it, Brian?
I think this is 2014 is the NPR article.
But that wasn't when he was in high school, was it?
Well, was he emailing people? He's got to be 60.
Let me do some more research.
Yeah, let Bryce dig down.
God, we have lost everybody so far this morning. Or maybe a bunch of men are like, you know what? They're right.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, look, Nicholas Sparks is a really talented dude, man. I don't care what
the hell did you interview him
I think
about?
it was a school he co-funded in North Carolina.
Okay.
Epiphany School of Global Studies.
Okay.
Well, good for him. He sounds like a conservative. We should have him on.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can see if we can run off most of his listeners.
Do we know, is he gay or is he not? Because I don't know the
He
answer.
opposed it.
I felt like, he opposed it, so maybe not. I could maybe. I know he's very soft spoken. So I interviewed him for the movie, The Longest Ride.
He is not gay.
Okay, he's not. With Scott Eastwood and I forget who else was in there, but there was
Mandy Moore.
No, it wasn't. But but it was a female, and I didn't know her as well. I mean, Scott Eastwood's Clint Eastwood's son. How do you not know? Nicholas Sparks has been writing in incredible movies and been very successful. So you knew those two definitely. I just can't remember the female lead in that movie.
If you're a bird, then I'm a bird.
Yeah. So, but that's it was.
And which movie?
The Longest Ride.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
That's a pretty, if you've, in the long list of people you have interviewed, that's got to be like one of them, like you wouldn't know their face, but you'd know their name kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Brett Robertson?
What is it? Yes, I think
Brett
that's
Robertson?
it. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm actually like people who think about how hard it would be to be a famous author if you started writing books and novels in 2026. What a bygone industry. Oh, yeah.
AI can make movies now.
Yeah, right there on your iPad. I was trying to find a picture I'll show you later. I have a picture. It's kind of like the TV set, and then they're in the director's chairs, and I'm in like a regular, bar stool or something.
Were you the illicit lover? Were you in the movie? Did you make it?
I did not know.
The one thing
that's it right there. You can kind of see it.
Oh yeah. The one thing I have left to do in life is I would like to be the bad guy in a movie. So if you ever talk to him again, you're like, I know this guy. You can kill him off. He won't care. He just wants to be in a movie.
Yeah,
I was an extra in a movie.
No, I want a speaking role, and I want him to kill me.
Yeah, do you have to, so you can get your SAG whatever, or do you already have that?
No, I don't. I've asked This is like the one door I just can't find a way into.
A movie?
Yeah,
with everything that's filmed in Atlanta, you can't find a movie.
I know. And you know me, dude. I'm shooting shots.
Yeah, dude. Nobody.
I want to be killed in a movie. If you're listening,
okay, well, there you go. I have no desire to do that. Like, if it were,
I want a great line.
If it were to pop up, I mean, I don't think I would.
Symbol number one.
This guy here is dead.
Yeah, cross him off then.
I would love to be the cross him off then guy.
I love it, dude. That'd be awesome. Yeah, at least I could say my friend Ben was in the movie. He was the cross him off guy.
Cross him off the list.
Yeah, no, that's good. So that's. I'm trying to think of, is there anything left that I want to do? And I don't think there is. I think like sitting by the beach more often than not is what I want to do.
Nothing else on your bucket list?
I don't think so.
Jump out of a plane.
I've done that.
Bungee jumping.
Done that. Yeah.
Neither of those two are on mine, but I feel like I'll do them both.
You'll go skydiving or bungee jumping?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do them anymore.
See a cool waterfall somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, if that happens.
I grew up in Hawaii. I've seen 1,000 of them.
Yeah. But I've not. I've been
go outside when it rains.
I've seen a handful. Been to Amicalola Falls and whatever. So, like I said, I just don't think there's anything left that.
Is there anybody you would want to interview?
Right up? No, not really. No. I think I'm the most boring person in the world.
I agree.
The most boring person.
Put Interstellar on that bucket list.
Yeah, I did flag that on Apple TV last night, so to try to watch it this weekend. But yeah, like I feel like I've done everything I want to do.
This may just be like on the other side of 40, but I think about the things that I got to do along the way to here that I would go back and do one more time and be like, hell yeah.
Yes. Now you're talking. Yeah. Now, like to go back
I can go either way. I can go both ways. You can clip that if you want.
Please do. Ben going both ways this morning.
I'll go both ways.
Yeah. No, I going back and doing things that I've done before, I would like that. That actually gets, because I want to take my wife to a bunch of the places. So I guess that's something. But I want to take her to a bunch of places that I went in the Navy.
I think I'm in the sweet spot of life between probably like 35 and 50 where you can really go. You still have things you want to go do and you have things that you want to go do again.
Yeah.
Or that you didn't. But I feel like I'm living in the good old days.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I actually know how good I've got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think that lasts forever.
No, it does not. No, you're exactly right.
Because my kids can't drive.
Yeah. It's the scariest thing that'll ever happen to you. Watch your kid back out in a car, back out of your driveway by themselves for the first time.
Yeah,
that's the most terrifying moment of my adult life.
First time I ever got to drive by myself, it was in Chicago on ice.
Holy cow! Yeah, and this was just backing out in Alpharetta. It was not.
Was it the Windward subdivision?
Yeah, exactly. And here's
scared the piss out of me.
Dude, I'm telling you, watching Jacob leave. Yeah. And knowing
25 miles an hour.
I know, right? But then he had to get on Webb Bridge, and then he had to get on, Old Milton, and then to 400, and then you're like, oh god.
God bless Tug. Where'd you let him go?
Yeah. I mean, down to his buddy's house that like exit 7 or whatever.
Godspeed.
Yeah, but dude, it's terrifying.
I'm sure.
Only because that you've taught them well. They've gone through the driving courses because we did that too.
So they're not like listening yet, so I can say this. But my oldest is my best child. Mm-hmm.
As far as behavior,
upside behavior. He'll be self-sufficient. Everything. He'll never call me for money.
Yeah,
but I know that he is going to drive a car 200 miles an hour.
Just because he wants to check it out and try
Which is the dumbest thing you could ever do.
I did get up to 120 on 75 going back home to Jacksonville or going back to base in Jacksonville when I was in a Mustang. I got about buck 20. And then the hood was all, I was like, man, this thing's going to come off. I better slow down.
So I've got a friend who's got a YouTube channel called VinWiki. It's got 2 or 3.
This is the car guy.
Yeah. 2 or 3 million subscribers. Like, he's like up there with Theo Vaughn.
Yeah.
And he will tell you the fastest place you can drive in Atlanta, and this is for free, is down Georgia 400, and you use the MARTA entrance at North Springs as your exit ramp because it's long and nobody's typically in front of you. He's like, that's the fastest place you can drive in the whole city.
There you go, man. I love it. Makes sense because everybody if you're not driving 85 on 400, you're getting run over.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
4:30 in the morning is the best time to drive on 400.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Absolutely, because he lives up in...
there were cops out today. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, there were. There's also a race trailer I saw on the way down for the Atlanta race that was parked on the side of the road. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I missed that. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Is that this weekend?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Whole weekend.
God.
There you go.
Love some NASCAR.
Yeah, because you used to work NASCAR.
I mean,
a lot of people don't realize. I don't think people know that story about you.
No, I did. I spent a couple of years with Michael Waltrip Racing and R3 Motorsports, and did a lot of press releases and stuff like that. Caught tires.
Yeah.
My sister's fiance does that for Trackhouse.
Oh, that's
Connor Zillich.
That's like a real. That's like a real one.
He's an engineer for Trackhouse.
Wow.
Like designs the car for the races and
making money.
I think so. I would assume so.
Yeah, he's making money. It's like half wizardry, half physics.
Yeah, right.
He's making money.
Dude, that's amazing.
art.
Yeah, no kidding.
And Waltrip was in the Epstein files, which I was like, I finally knew somebody.
Him and Whoopi. I love it. When we continue on Extra 106.3, the noticeable turn to Christianity in America. Next on the Morning Extra, 6 o'clock hours brought to you by Subaru of Gwinnett.
Start your day with Tug and Los on the Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Then it's Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck at noon, and the Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. And hang out every night for Jesse Kelly at 6 and Jimmy Fela at 9. And stream it all live in crystal clear HD on the Extra 106.3 app.
Did you know that there are over 34,000 lawyers in the state of Georgia? Yet despite that huge number, Bruce Hagen was recently named by his peers as one of the top 100 lawyers in the state. Do you know who is not among the top 100 lawyers in the state? Some clown standing on top of an 18-wheeler. Those kind of lawyers may make flashy ads, but they're just marketers, not real lawyers. If you've been injured in a car wreck, you need Bruce Hagen, a real lawyer who tries cases and wins. Call Bruce Hagen. He's the real deal for your injury case. Hagen-law.com.
Hi, it's Los, here with Tom Mitchell, the Honest Car Guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
At the Honest Car Guy, the entire process is completely transparent. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee, and we even prove it by giving you a copy of the bill of sale. We can sell you any make, any year, any model, and at the Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or honestcarguy.com.
We'll admit, we've already thrown in the towel on the New Year's resolution.
Yeah, and we made it through dry January. But one healthy new habit we're sticking with is Active Liver from New Nordic. Did you know your liver works around the clock processing food, sugar, alcohol, and everyday toxins? All things that can really impact your health.
That's why daily support matters. Active Liver is designed to help protect normal liver function and support your body's natural detox process.
With trusted ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and artichoke extract, it's gentle enough to take all year long.
No harsh cleanses, no extreme detoxes, just simple daily liver support. We really feel the difference.
Yep, more energy and the peace of mind knowing we can enjoy the good things in life while giving our liver the love it needs.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com. Or you can find it in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now Active Liver is available at your local GNC.
Are you paying too much in taxes? Most people are, and they don't even realize it. Hi, I'm David Nicholas, president of Nicholas Wealth Management. Every year, hardworking individuals and business owners send more money to the IRS than they legally have to. I hate to see it. Not because they did anything wrong, but because the tax code is complex. It's always changing, and it's full of opportunities most people never hear about. So here's the real question. Could you be paying less in taxes? With the right strategy, many people can. Through smarter planning, overlooked deductions, and better retirement and income decisions, you can win in retirement. That's why we're offering a complimentary tax analysis. No cost, no obligation, just a clear look at where you may be overpaying and what you can do about it. Stop guessing, get answers. Call Nicholas Wealth Management 678-990-8500, 678-990-8500, or visit nicholaswealth.com.
Nicholas Wealth Management is an independent financial services firm. This is for informational purposes only and is not specific investment advice.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
It's Thursday, February 19th, and here are your headlines. The Georgia House has passed a bill aimed at keeping data center energy costs off utility customers' bills, requiring new contracts to ensure data centers cover construction and demand-related costs instead of passing them on to residential and retail electricity users. The measure, backed overwhelmingly and now headed to the state Senate, targets growth in more than 100 data centers around the state. The Atlanta-based Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has a new acting director, with National Institutes of Health Director Jay Bhattacharya stepping in to lead the agency temporarily while the White House searches for a permanent appointee. He will maintain his role at NIH as he oversees the CDC amid ongoing leadership turnover and pending Senate confirmation of a future director. And finally, hundreds are expected to honor Lincoln Riley this weekend at a Run for Your Life 5K in Athens, an event celebrating the young woman's life and raising awareness about safety after her tragic death last year. Family members, friends, and community supporters will gather to remember Riley and support efforts to prevent similar incidents. Today's weather is mostly cloudy with a high of 75 and a low of 65. With your Extra 106.3 headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you being here. 404-741-1230 at Extra 106.3 across the social media platform. I want to say hello to the folks on the YouTube chat. Had a question about the Warrior Alliance, a veteran trying to get some help with the VA and health care, and the Warrior Alliance absolutely does that. So if you are a veteran and in need of some sort of service or some sort of assistance, maybe it could be as simple as a contract you're about to sign. You needed a lawyer to look it over. They do that for you. And they have like 700 lawyers in town that do pro bono services for veterans here in Atlanta.
So you don't have to go get the attorney.
That's right. They have
you
them
contact
on
the Warrior
staff.
Alliance, and they will get you into contact with somebody that will take care of it for you.
There you go. So
and that's dealing with the VA or even an apartment, a home, or whatever it is contractually. They will do it for you.
Small businesses, like if you need to put together a business plan, they do. I mean, it's unreal the amount of things that the Warrior Alliance and their partners take care of for veterans and help you get the benefits that you've earned, the benefits you deserve. It's a pretty impressive little shop down there below us, couple floors below us. TheWarriorAlliance.org. TheWarriorAlliance.org. And of course, you can listen to the show on the weekends or in podcast form. Yes, but
if they are looking for Tug Cowart, even if your boss says, hey, why don't you go up to the Warrior Alliance and sub in for Tug? Don't do it.
No. Well, hang on. What do you mean?
Do you remember what happened at our golf tournament when you were over on the driving range and they couldn't find you?
Yes.
And our boss, Scott McFarland, said, hey, just listen, we can't find Tug. Why don't you go up there?
And just stand in.
And stand in for him.
And then they got Huffy and Buffy.
And they barked at me.
Like, you're not a veteran.
Right. I was like...
Yeah, but I'm just trying to help. I was
like, my boss told me to come over here. I'm just trying to help, guys.
That's exactly right. And then things get a little sideways if you try to barge in on veterans.
That's right. I barge in. I'm just standing there trying to help. They told me to go. I was like, here, go cover for Tug. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I do what I'm told at work.
That's right. Absolutely.
So, Tug, what were you doing?
Talking with the people that I was golfing with. I was over on the putting green.
Yeah.
And so I was probably 100 yards away, so I knew there was sound going over the speakers, but we'd already done what I thought we were supposed to do.
And Bryce, understand this: it was loud, but it was windy that day too. So even at 100 yards away, I can see Tug. I see him standing over there, and nobody can get a hold. Like everyone's like Tug, but you can't hear anything.
I had no idea
what it was. Had no idea. So as now we're in this awkward moment where everyone can see Tug. but we can't get him to respond. He's over there, talking with the people he's
Shucking
gonna
and
play with.
jiving.
Right, he's doing his thing. So then Scott McFarland, my boss, our operations manager, is like, here, you go up there.
Yeah, just
cover for Tug.
Yeah, it's fine. And it should have been fine.
I got to within like a foot or two of the microphone, and so I'm told, no, you're not a veteran. I will give this to Tug.
So they were trying to hand off a challenge coin, a Warrior Alliance challenge coin. They got it did not go well.
I didn't want any part of any of that.
No, Los wasn't trying to. No stolen valor, nothing like that.
No, my boss told me, "Here, go do this for Tug," and I'm like, "Okay, Tug's my friend. Tug's my partner. I'll cover for him because that's what partners and friends do."
That's right. 100% yes. 100% yes. This moment did not go as planned.
So I have not forgotten, and I have not forgiven yet.
Los like an elephant. He don't forget anything.
You want to talk about how, and we'll come around to this in several months when we get back around to that tournament, and somebody's going to be like, "Man, that was 1 year ago," and I'll be like, "I've been counting it down."
Yeah, let me tell you, I can't wait.
I've been counting it down.
I can't wait. I
will exact my revenge.
I'm going to flatten Scott Johnson's tires.
Hey, Scott, which car is your car out here? It looks great, buddy.
Yeah, man. Oh, you drive that? Oh, great. And then he comes out later and his tires, every one of them are flat. He can't leave the tournament. I'll show you.
I'm going to leave him a challenge coin.
That's right. The one that says, "Don't mess with me." I will exact my revenge on you, sir. So good. So good. It is so much fun. But yes, if you're a veteran, they'll take care of you.
They will take care of you. Good people there.
If you're not, clearly they do. They
yeah. If not, if you're not a veteran, I don't know how much they're going to really help you out there. But if you are, they will bend over backwards for you. They do great work.
No question about it. All right. The thing that I've noticed, and Los, I know you've noticed this too with your daughters a little bit, especially your oldest daughter, like going to FCA and things of.
She had it this morning. It's funny you mentioned.
Okay, yeah, exactly. And FCA is fantastic. I did FCA when I was in high school. It's Fellowship of Christian Athletes. It's super cool. I'm glad that she's doing that. But we are seeing young men specifically, and I think that's so important because ultimately what young men do, young women kind of follow suit a lot of times. And Gen Z men are turning back to Christianity at an incredible rate. Enough for CNN to be really alarmed by it. We'll get to that in just a second. But listen to this. Listen to these numbers of Gen Z.
Young men report feeling culturally dislocated or villainized by progressive secular discourse regarding masculinity. Traditional forms of Christianity, particularly Catholicism and Orthodoxy, offer a narrative of responsibility, sacrifice, and hierarchy that appeals to men seeking a defined role in a fluid world. Now, the report also breaks down weekly religious attendance by education level, and those with postgraduate degrees are at 30%. People with bachelor's degrees, 28%. Emily, to add to this a little bit, okay, it's a worldwide phenomenon. 45% increase in the number of people baptized in France. In the UK, they have seen 18 to 24-year-olds jump from 4% believers and attending church in 2018 to 16%. But I love this. Most of this growth is concentrated among Catholics and Pentecostals. A shout out to my evangelical crowd there.
There we go. I love it. We've been talking about it a little bit. I don't know where where the rest, I don't know where the PCA folks are, like me. I don't know where the Baptists are, but I assume they're following along these same lines. But it's people that are really, really educated too, Los. Like people with postgraduate degrees are leading the charge. Kids with just high school educations are trending in the same direction. There is a large movement. And you have to thank Charlie Kirk for this, to be honest. At least he's the one that made it the most visible.
Yeah, I believe that him speaking to young people about the importance of faith and finding your place in this world really resonated with them. And especially, let's also give the assist. TikTok is part of this. Like so many of whether it was a Charlie Kirk takedown or talking about faith, showed up there in 90-second bites and had people interested. It's not unheard of to say that for young men, this was their JFK assassination.
Yeah, it was.
That's what it meant to them. And so to see the overall impact of what has occurred, I think people are finding in a rather crazy, insane world that moving back towards a traditional relationship with your wife, with your family, and with God is actually very comforting.
Yeah, I think young men are starved for truth, dude. When it comes to going through COVID Like, I mean, we all went through it, but they suffered the most. I know this with my own son. Like, he was set to start as a freshman in center field on the varsity squad the next day. We were at Cambridge High School playing against the Bears, and he gets the word, tomorrow. It was a Friday. I think it was a Friday night. Tomorrow, you're going to start in center field. And it was going to be a non-region game, but it was going to be his first opportunity. And that night, after the Cambridge game is over, they're like, dude, the season's canceled. So they've had so much. Think about the kids in high school and college that lost graduations. They lost their senior year of high school. They lost their senior year of college. All of those things matter. And I think people are starved for truth, and I think young men specifically are. And I think the heart, man, your heart will never be at peace unless you know the truth. And you'll always be searching for the truth. And I think that's what people are finding. I think that was what Gen Z is finding. Like, I'll give you one more example quickly, Los. Like, we raised my son Jacob in church. We go to church every Sunday. But he goes to church as a college student on Sundays. When I was in the Navy, when I left home, I didn't go to church again until Jacob was born. I say didn't go again. I didn't go with any regularity. So we raised him in church, but that doesn't mean he's going to follow. I didn't follow.
Well, they grew up with a certain amount of chaos. You know, to think that, and I know it's just a baseball season, but that's a big deal when you're a baseball player. And I know it's just a graduation or a prom or your senior year.
But that's the first marquee event you have.
Yes,
You're talking about graduation.
That's what I'm saying. It's that big.
Yeah, it is.
And so, as adults, we just look at it like, I didn't care for prom. What's the big deal?
Who cares?
Man, when your world is small like that, then it's a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
And so it's great to see that after going through this stuff, you've now seen young people moving back towards the church. That is the foundational rock that they find comfort in and solace in, and they're able to now be able to process the world around them better than just, let's face it, the chaos of what was being thrown their way, during their formative years.
Yeah, it is so obvious, and it should be clear. But let me tell you, the left has noticed too. I'm going to play you this quick because the CNN is trying to paint Christians as crazy. Like, and I know this is what they do. It irritates me though when I hear that stuff like this is happening. Listen to this documentary that's going to run this Sunday. I guess documentary, expose is probably a better description of it. That's going to run this Sunday on CNN about Christians.
Well, for the past several months, I've been working on a special project examining the growing influence of Christian nationalism in America. If you're not familiar, Christian nationalism is an ideology rooted in the belief that our country was founded as a Christian nation and that our laws and institutions should reflect Christian values. In the lead up to my hour-long documentary this weekend, we're going to bring you a preview of what you'll see, starting off with the assassination of Charlie Kirk last year.
My charge to all of you, put Christ at the center of your life as he advocated for giving his.
The memorial service was one of the most potent examples of this shift in our culture that we're experiencing right now, where a large segment of American Christians are being activated by these ideas, radicalized by these ideas that say that they are the persecuted ones and that they need to stand up for Christians' rights.
Goodness. So that's the documentary, Christian Nationalism, that Pamela Brown did. Matthew Taylor is the guy that you heard talking there. It blows me away that they have stooped to this level. They're so scared of faith. They're so scared of something bigger than the government that they're doing an expose trying to diminish the value of Christianity. I find it so appalling, and I'm glad CNN is a failing product because of this right here.
First off, when the host of the show starts talking about, well, there's this claim that we're a Christian nation founded on Christian values. How often have I talked about Judeo-Christian ethics? The founding fathers built that in to what this country was going to be, because the idea of morality and following laws had to be rooted in something that was more important than just man.
Yep.
And that's why that is the way it is. And to think, as they're pointing out, well, they've been radicalized. So let me get this straight. You're telling me that there are a bunch of people that are looking at someone that is viewed as the perfect man, and they've been radicalized to try and live up to his teachings of being the best version of themselves they can be.
Which always is
radicalized.
Yeah, radicalized. Be kind to everyone that you encounter. That's the message that they don't like. It flew all over me.
Like, explain to me, and I think Joe Rogan does this well when he covers this stuff on his podcast. He points out how, again, because his younger family, his teenagers have found themselves going to church, and he finds himself going to church and reading the Bible. And as he points out, if you're going to model your life after someone, tell me about the dangers of modeling it after Jesus Christ.
Even if you
He's like, what kind of danger does that create?
No, even if you don't believe at all, just following the teachings will set you apart.
I mean, I'm not like sitting here trying to model my life after like Ryan Klesko. You know, nothing against Ryan Klesko.
I love Ryan.
But I'm like, hey, maybe being a little more Christ-like is better.
Yeah, I would think you're exactly right. And just to respond to Matthew Taylor, the Georgetown University Center of Faith and Justice, the one that we're saying that Christians are being radicalized and that they're the victims, they're the ones that have the target on their back. If you recall, just a few short years ago when Joe Biden said the biggest threat to America is white Christian veterans. That's the reason, sir, that so many Christians feel like they're under attack, because that seems like a pretty bad statement.
And by the way, Christianity, whatever version that you happen to follow, mostly is only asking you to try.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
Just the effort.
Can you try?
Yeah, just the effort. You're not going to be perfect. It says in the book you're not going to
get it wrong a lot.
Just try.
You just try.
Yeah. And it's funny. We talk about just trying on this show all the time, being on your own, just trying, the effort that it takes to be great at something or anything. And America provides that. It's just crazy. Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 1063 when we continue. The danger of weed. Yeah. We've been trying to tell you. Everybody's been trying to tell you. Next on Extra 1063.
Extra 1063 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Thursday, February 19th. The United States men's hockey team defeated Sweden 2-1 in overtime yesterday, thanks to a winner by Quinn Hughes, advancing the United States to the semifinal round where they will face Slovakia on Friday. And the U.S. women's team is in action today against Canada, chasing a gold medal for the 5th consecutive Olympic Games. The MLB announced yesterday that Bruce Meyer has been unanimously elected as the next executive director of the MLB Players Association. The announcement comes days after former executive director Tony Clark resigned due to an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law. And locally, the Atlanta Hawks are back in action tonight, taking on the Philadelphia 76ers in Philly. The Hawks will still be without newly signed forward Jonathan Kuminga, who will be out at least for the next week. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. With your sports headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
For more local sports, head over to The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM. And for the latest political news and talk, stick with Extra 1063 FM and the Extra app.
Walked out this morning and it felt like, a spring day, a spring morning. But it got me to thinking that right now the 29th annual winter white sale is going on. Lowest prices of 2026 from the fine folks at Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Chuck and his team always there on your side, always there to take care of you, and they do. They go above and beyond every time they come to my house, and they will do the same for you. But with the temperature, got me to thinking about it, because all I've talked about for a while now is how cold it is, and is your furnace up for it? And look, there's still a cold snap coming. March always lures us in. This is like faux spring or whatever. It always lures me in. So the important thing is the fact that it was warmer this morning made me go, oh, wait, summer is around the corner. Spring is around the corner. So you got to worry about the cooling, as a matter of fact. So when you get that done, when you start thinking about that, you need to call Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts, at 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com, because they can fix your home and the temperature inside. They could do everything you need it to do, make it as comfortable as you need it to be or want it to be, for that matter. So today, if nothing else, we'll remind you that summer is coming at some point. It will be really warm outside. Take advantage of the winter white sale right now. 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
Thousands of veterans across Georgia are missing out on the benefits they've earned through their service. The Warrior Alliance is changing that by connecting veterans and their families to life-changing resources and support. Tune into the Warrior Alliance Network, our podcast and radio show dedicated to helping veterans succeed after service. Join us every Saturday at 11 a.m. on 106.3 to hear inspiring veteran stories, discover free programs, and learn about career opportunities available to you. Subscribe to the Warrior Alliance YouTube channel today.
February is Heart Health Month, and heart problems don't care what month it is, and everybody knows somebody with a heart issue, a parent, maybe you, maybe me, and you have health insurance, so you're covered, right? And, well, maybe until you see the out-of-pocket costs, insurance doesn't pay. If a heart attack or stroke hits, you're suddenly staring at deductibles and missed paychecks, mortgages due, bills don't take sick days. You don't need a second heart attack from opening the mail. Well, nobody wants to start a GoFundMe either to get back on your feet. That's why our listeners now have added a separate heart and stroke plan. It can pay a lump sum cash benefit on the first covered event up to $75,000 paid directly to you. Benefits vary by plan and eligibility. It's usually affordable. You can call Steva to get the details. It takes about 2 minutes to check your options. The Health Insurance Doctor, solving problems you don't see coming before they happen. HealthInsuranceDoctor.net. Here's the number, 678-523-0759. Ask about the heart and stroke coverage. HealthInsuranceDoctor.net.
Retirement should feel exciting, not stressful. But if you're close to retirement or already there, have you ever stopped to ask, do I really understand the risks to my plan? Hi, I'm David Nicholas, president of Nicholas Wealth Management. Things like market swings, higher taxes, inflation, healthcare costs, even living longer than expected can slowly chip away at your savings if you're not prepared. And even solid plans can have blind spots. That's why we offer a retirement risk analysis. It looks at how your investments, income, and taxes could hold up in real-life situations, not just on paper. It helps answer the big questions. What happens if the market drops? And will your money last as long as you do? If you're within 10 years of retirement or already retired, give us a call, 678-990-8500, or visit nicholaswealth.com to schedule a complimentary retirement risk analysis. Nicholas Wealth Management, helping you retire with clarity, confidence, and control.
Nicholas Wealth Management is an independent financial services firm. This is for informational purposes only and is not specific investment advice.
You've heard me talk about Mercury One's effort, but let me take you behind the scenes. I founded Mercury One in 2011 to restore the human spirit. A huge part of that is helping our neighbors who are in need, as Christ commands, independent of government. Over the years, we have learned that it's not just about being there first, it's about really staying until the end, after the cameras leave, when the real rebuilding begins. After the historic floods that devastated the Texas Hill Country, we helped a young widow cover her funeral costs, provide shelter, served over 25,000 hot meals, and rebuilt 70 homes. Over a year after Helene, we're still in Western North Carolina rebuilding over 300 homes, drilling wells, restoring churches like Trinity Baptist in Nashville. None of this happens because of government grants. It is all possible because of the generous patriots who support our Maximum Impact Fund, and especially our loyal society of monthly partners who enable us to respond immediately whenever it's needed. Today, I want to invite you to join me by becoming a monthly partner with just $15 a month. Visit mercury1.org. Mercury1.org. Join us and help restore the human spirit.
The legend Neil Bortz is live every week on the Morning Extra, and here's what you missed.
AOC, she is the very embodiment of that old phrase, sooner or later you gotta talk to him.
Yeah, that's right.
And Tug has a crush, too.
Crush is strong, but I've always thought she was cute. Yes, I do. Crush. But I'm drawing back. I'm not going to lie. I'm pulling back. The more she talks, the less attractive she is.
Well, you know, at first, she doesn't have to say a damn thing.
Yeah, I know. And it's probably better that she doesn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that earliest video of her with her hair not in a ponytail, loose, flying around while she's dancing to something on a rooftop in Bronx. I don't know. I mean, she looked pretty hot there.
Yeah.
But good God, the girl doesn't have a brain cell.
Catch the full segment at extra1063.com or anytime on the Extra 1063 app.
Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3. Ben Burnett from The Ben Burnett Show, former Alpharetta City Councilman, joining me this morning. Los is out with volleyball. He and his girls are driving down to New Orleans for a big volleyball tournament there. So big times, and wishing them the best of luck and be pulling for them as we continue through the morning.
Wrong time of the year to go to New Orleans. You go after Fat Tuesdays.
I know,
over?
right? Exactly.
Hotel rooms are half price.
Yeah, that's right. Which is probably why they scheduled it that way. And they're trying to,
there's nobody out down here,
right? And volleyball's expensive enough. Anytime, club sports are expensive as it goes. Yeah, and so anytime you can probably save them $1 or $2 is probably the smart thing to do. I've never been to New Orleans. Never been.
Really?
Never. And I don't really have any desire to go.
So you're wrong for that.
Okay, all right, it was fair. That's fair.
I think there is I'm an unbiased SEC lover in general.
Yeah.
So I don't have, but the SEC West, the old one, the new one doesn't. The new one doesn't count.
Right. Okay.
The old SEC West felt very different than the SEC East. And it started, I would even say Alabama and Auburn were more SEC East schools.
Yeah.
But you get to, Ole Miss felt different. Mississippi State felt different.
Yeah.
And nowhere in the world is like LSU.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that.
But it's not even like you grill different things for tailgating.
Yeah, they grill alligators and things.
It's odd. But I will say it's one of the best eaten cities in the country.
Absolutely.
More Michelin stars per capita there than anywhere else.
I know all that.
It's fabulous.
Yeah, I know all that.
You're wrong. You need to go.
Okay,
and you're wrong.
Here's the thing. I was told the same thing about Las Vegas. You gotta go. It's the greatest. It's the best food.
That's another great food city.
Dude, I went. I have no desire to go back.
Yeah, but nothing about you's fun.
Yeah, well, that's fair. I agree with you. I agree. That is 100% fair. That's a fair observation. I'm not super fun.
You can shoot guns.
I'm the most
find
boring.
drugs, prostitutes, gamble, and eat at a Michelin star restaurant in the same 15-minute period.
Sounds just like Tug.
Yeah, exactly. What about that sounds like anything that I mentioned, with the exception of shooting guns?
I don't even gamble. And see a Broadway show.
Yeah, I'm fine with seeing a show.
Go to a hockey game out there.
You can.
I know.
You don't want to go to the Sphere?
Football.
You seem like a Sphere guy.
No, a friend of mine who works with the Zach Brown Band, when they did theirs, he was like, you got to come out. And it just didn't work out. The timing didn't work out. But maybe.
God, you can make an excuse for anything.
Well, just the timing didn't work out. What do you want from me?
It never does with Tug.
There is something to that. Ben knows me well.
Oh, God, it's just... I can't make it work. I know. That's why I asked.
I got that thing on that day.
You remember that thing I had on my calendar
I
back
told
then?
you. I already told you I couldn't go then. I've got to sit on the front porch and sip bourbon.
Yeah.
What else do you want to do? Nothing.
For a guy who lives in Alpharetta, you sure do make yourself sound like you live about 100 miles away from your closest neighbor.
Dude, I should live 100 miles away.
We just kill what we eat or eat what we kill.
Dude, and down the holler behind the house, dude, there's 10 deer down there. Do you know how many of my buddies would love to come to my house and bring a bow and arrow and just take about 8 of them out?
Depending on your car insurance may be grateful for. I said it when I was on the city council there. I was like, we ought to have a bow day up here.
Dude, I'm not kidding. Dude, in Lake Windward, you can do a bow day. For sure.
And everybody would leave with one.
Yes, absolutely. Because they're everywhere. I mean, there's so many deer. Now, we have some neighbor on the other side. Like, it goes down and, and the holler goes back up. And it's a good distance. I mean,
you run across them at Webbridge Park.
Oh, I know.
I'll go run and walk.
They put out like some sort of I don't know, it's a tub, and they feed the deer. Like, I'm like,
rats,
what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?
Destroying one of your neighbor's cars. That's all you're doing.
Yeah, that's right. Because I've never hit one. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. I've never hit one, but it's been close a couple times.
I'm telling you, I don't know what it means when they get overpopulated, but in North Fulton County, if they had a bow day, it would be. We ought to just call everybody from the Four Corners and be like, today's the day. You don't even have to tag them. Just get them out of here.
Just get them out of here because we're overflowing. And Mama, my mama,
and we have a black bear sometimes, too. You ever get those alerts?
No, I've not seen one in the neighborhood, but where it was over at, like, one of the parks.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Milton, right? Wasn't it?
It's off Mayfield every once in a
We got a
while.
bunch of coyotes by us.
Well,
I see coyotes all the time heading
we
down.
gotta shoot those too.
Dude, I've seen foxes, coyotes, raccoons, and possums. My mama tried to make all of them pets. She's got 2 possums on her front deck right now. Living in a doghouse. She feeds them every morning.
I can't do it.
That's my mama. My mama's, if that ain't Northwest Georgia, I don't know what is.
All right. Fair enough. Well, I don't know what we were getting to this segment, but we missed it.
For you. Weed's bad for you. Don't sweat weed. I mean, it should be that simple. It should be easy to understand because that's what it is. That's what we were intended to talk about. And we got to talk about the deer population in Georgia. Boy, I'm telling you, there ain't nothing more Georgia than that conversation. Anyway, all right, when we come back, State Senator Blake Tillery joins us. He's running for lieutenant governor here in the state as well. We'll spend about an hour with him, get you introduced to Blake and why he thinks you should vote for him. Next on Extra 106.3.
Stream Atlanta's only conservative voice anywhere you go with the Extra 106.3 app. Now equipped with Apple CarPlay. That means you'll always have Extra's crystal clear HD stream right on your dashboard no matter where you are. Download the all-new Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
The wait is over. The Atlanta Braves 2026 gate giveaways are here, and this season is loaded with must-have items. Fans can expect incredible giveaway series, including the legendary Alumni Collection, featuring some of your favorite Braves greats, and the crossover jersey collection, bringing Braves style to basketball, football, hockey, and soccer jerseys. And that's not all. The giveaways keep coming with some brand new favorites, like the Bobble Card Series, part bobblehead, part baseball card, plus a Hawaiian shirt, a cowboy hat, and so much more. And you know we can't forget about the kids. Every Sunday home game features a Kids Gate giveaway with special items like sunglasses, just like the players wear, mini Michael Harris II and Drake Baldwin bobbleheads, and the crossover sports jerseys come in kids sizes too. Check out the full giveaway schedule and grab your tickets now at Braves.com/promos. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves country.
Director, Support Consulting, CSO, Supply Chain Solutions positions offered by Manhattan Associates, Inc. in Atlanta, Georgia. Manage client relationships at senior-most level and manage multiple teams, manager, principals, analysts, and consultants in connection with multiple application suites. Must be willing to travel domestically 25%. Position reports to Atlanta, Georgia office. Telecommuting permitted in accordance with company policy, but must live within commuting distance of stated office. Please apply online at www.manh.com/about-us/careers.
No, what is that sound?
It's our rejection detection system. It's showing that several men across Georgia are being denied intimacy by their partners due to ED.
How can this be?
Well, it's more common than you think. As men age, their bodies change. And unfortunately, once they get over 50, some things don't work like they used to.
So what do we do?
There's only one thing to do. We need to get them to Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. He can fix ED problems.
But how?
At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, they are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, and Trimex to create an erection and more.
Hi, this is Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 struggle with some form of ED? Guys, it won't get better on its own. When it's not hard, it's really hard. But I can help you today. Call us at Total Body Therapy of Georgia at 404-777-1911 or learn more about us online at tbtofga.com.
It's February 19th, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. Today's International Tug of War Day. Dropped from the Olympic Games in 1920, tug of war still remains a worldwide sport, and many nations have their own governing bodies. On this day in 2019, Bernie Sanders announces he is running for president for a second time. Also on this day in 2019, New York City bans hair discrimination to limit racial stereotyping. The U.S. Fifth Fleet launches the invasion of Iwo Jima against the Japanese with 30,000 U.S. Marines toward the end of World War II in 1945. In 1878, Thomas Edison granted a patent for his gramophone or phonograph, which was an early sound reproducing machine. Born on this day in Paddington, England in 1963, singer-songwriter Seal. Kiss Moroz, his biggest hit, released in 1994. I'm CJ Papa. That's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
Neil Bortz is only live on Extra 106.3, bringing you daily commentary on the biggest topics of the day. Catch him throughout the day or hear his latest on the Extra 106.3 app. The Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. Extra 106.3.
A royal arrest in Britain. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. A former prince stripped of his title after being implicated in Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking of underage girls is now in police custody.
On his 66th birthday, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in a public office. Emails suggest the King's brother may have passed the convicted sex offender documents while working as a UK trade envoy. Andrew was moved by King Charles to the Sandringham estate in Norfolk earlier this year. Searches are now taking place with the former Duke of York in custody. Andrew denies wrongdoing.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. In South Korea, former President Yoon Suk-yeol ousted, then impeached over a declaration of martial law in 2024 to crack down on his opponents, has been sentenced to life in prison. Now to Tucson, Arizona.
It is day 19 since Nancy Guthrie was taken from her Tucson home just 60 miles north of the U.S.-Mexico border. And we're now told that FBI investigators have been in contact with Mexican authorities. And while we're told this is standard operating procedure in cases so close to the border, it does speak to the wide net cast in this investigation.
Fox's Bryant. A reward for info leading to an arrest in the Guthrie disappearance is now up to $200,000. One skier remains missing in California but presumed dead in the deadliest avalanche in the U.S. in 45 years. 8 others killed, 6 rescued.
An avalanche warning went into effect Tuesday morning as the group of 4 guides and 11 skiers were finishing up a 3-day skiing expedition near Castle Peak, a popular backcountry ski area near the city of Truckee in Lake Tahoe. As the group was leaving, police say one of the skiers yelled avalanche and it all came tumbling down.
That's Fox's Claudia Cowan. President Trump chairs a meeting of his Board of Peace today. He and member countries will focus on Gaza rebuilding after the ceasefire that stopped Israel's war on Hamas. America's listening.
Progressive Commercial presents Heroes That Keep Truckers Going. Today's hero, your favorite sassy diner server. Sure, her eyes might say, I don't have all day. But deep down, you know that extra pancake on your plate says, I dislike you less than most people. Thanks, hero. What else can keep truckers going? Progressive truck insurance with primary liability limits up to $2 million. Get a quote in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to terms and limits.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
No traffic, no big deal. It's the Morning Extra on 106.3.
Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3. Morning, y'all. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you caring about the state of Georgia the way you do and the community that we live in and the United States of America. This is a, as we lead into mid-February into March, Ben Burnett joins me in for Front Office Los. The midterms just around the corner. So important to be motivated because the Democrats are motivated, dude.
They're motivated. They're doing well.
Yeah, they are motivated.
Scary.
And they would love to reverse everything that the current administration has done and send us back, open the borders back up. All the craziness, all the communist crazy socialist
make you
ideas.
get shots.
Yeah, force you to get absolutely. You say that in jazz, but yes, they would love to do that.
Tell me I can't leave my house.
Right, absolutely, and they would love to do that again too. So just be aware of what we're up against, what could happen, come November if you're not just as motivated as the Democrats, and the people around you are not just as motivated as the Democrats. It is so very important. But, it kind of along those lines, Senator Blake Tillery joins us here in the studio, going to be here for a while, and talk about the things that are happening in the state of Georgia, all the things that matter, And he is actually running for lieutenant governor. And so we'll get into, where he's from, what he's about, and why he's running for lieutenant governor, too. Blake, good morning, man.
Thanks for letting me be on here today.
Dude, it's great to have you, and I love that accent because it reminds me of Georgia.
Song of the South.
Yeah, that's right, absolutely. Because so many people, look, let's be honest, so many people that have moved to Georgia don't have that sweet Southern sound.
No, you have enough for plenty. Most of us between the two of you.
Yeah, dude, this show just got countryed up.
Yeah,
we're gonna listen to some Hank Jr. and probably have a nip of whiskey or something
and Onion Eating Festival.
Yes, absolutely. Being from Vidalia, I guess we could do that.
We can talk about it. I know a little bit about that one.
Yeah, right. Blake said we need to do the show from the.
We got all kinds of onions.
Yeah, that's right. But we should do the show from the Vidalia Onion Festival. That'd be awesome to get down there.
I'm sure I know a few people. We can probably help you guys out with that one.
I think
that would be really fun.
Dude, it'd be awesome. But I think I would love to take this show statewide. Now, some people want to do nationwide. I just want to do it statewide. I would love to have our show on in every part of the state.
One horse towns and saloons.
Shoot, yeah, absolutely. My people. I would like to go hang out with my people. That's
Moonshiners.
Yeah, all of them. Yes. Yeah. Like I got a cousin Curtis. That
what else we got, Tug?
Yeah, he'll steal the hubcaps, but he'll give you the money for it.
Yeah,
because he'd give you the shirt off his back, but it might belong to somebody else. I'm just telling you how he is. A wonderful guy, and everybody loves him. I talk about him a lot. But
well, if y'all are coming to the Onion Festival, this year's the year to come. Every other year, the Blue Angels come. We're the only show they repeat at, so I think this is like the 5th or 6th time.
Well, they can get there in about 3.5 minutes.
Oh, buddy. So listen. So I was chairman of the county commission before I went to the Senate. I got elected when I was 28, and I'm chairman of the county commission. They say, "Hey, come on out and meet the pilots when they land at the airport." So I'm standing out there. I'm like, "Hey, well, do we know when they're landing?" And I'm a pilot too. A little tiny small plane costs less than your truck, but I like to fly, so I know that's just math, right? We know when they're landing. And I said, "Can you tell me when?" They're like, "No, we can't tell you yet." We're standing out there. We figure out they haven't even left Pensacola. They fly from Pensacola as we're standing there, and they make it to Vidalia. And I mean, that's not a short flight, guys, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're in
an FA-18.
Yeah, FA-18. Turns out it doesn't take very long.
The Super Hornet can get there super quick.
Yeah.
No, I love it. That's awesome. So from Vidalia, married, couple kids, and what? So you started county commission, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so I helped some folks get elected. First time we elected Republicans in charge of the county commission in my hometown, Vidalia, Toombs County. And the first thing that happened is they raised the property taxes. They raised the millage rate. And I went to them. I said, "Hey, I kind of thought we did something different as conservatives. I thought we wwere low on taxes." So I ended up running against them. I ended up winning.
So the people you helped get elected, you ran against?
Ended up running against, yeah. Ended up winning. And I'm nuancing that a little bit.
No, but still, that's the story.
Yep. And then ended up being chairman of the county commission for 4 years. We dropped property taxes every year I was chairman. Turns out we didn't have a revenue problem. We had a spending problem.
Yeah.
And once we addressed it, we were able to lower taxes for people.
Well, that sounds familiar, Ben.
Does it?
The whole spending problem thing? Yes, it does. It sounds really familiar.
It's the only place you can solve it, man. Once you get past the state government, it's hopeless.
Yeah.
I say that with regret, but it's about the truth.
No, and you're working on the budget now.
Yeah, I chair the Appropriations Committee in the Senate. I've done that now for 7 years. I've just been blessed. I mean, I'm a Christian. I believe God has a lot to do with where we are and opens doors and closes them. And he opened a lot of doors for me. So my 3rd year in the Senate, I started chairing the Appropriations Committee. That was the middle of COVID, by the way, guys. So the first thing we had to do is cut the state budget by 15%.
Yeah.
15%. And we held the line there, which put us in a position now to have a lot of the surpluses we have. I credit Governor Kemp for that too, because we didn't increase our spending, but we did let the fact that inflationary increases in revenue were coming in. And now we're in a position that we've already given that back over $9 billion to Georgia taxpayers. I think that's good, but I think we can do better. I think we can completely eliminate our income tax.
You and a lot of people are talking about this, right? I mean, that just seems to be like the most popular, and it's music to my ears for sure.
I want to give you credit because we talk about it all the time, and I think the conversation that you guys are having. So Blake is the chair of the special committee on how you guys were going to get rid of the income tax or whatever. I got that wrong, but I got the spirit of the law was right.
In the spirit of government, the name is much longer than it needs to be.
Yeah, right, of course.
And between property taxes and state income taxes, I've had this conversation with him a couple of weeks ago, but I think he's right, but I'm glad to see Georgia having a meritocratic conversation on who do we want to be and why. And even if you disagree, like very rarely do you see the government look at the best option. And I think you guys are having a pretty spirited debate down there right now, and they're all good options, So if
that's a good spot to be.
And it never happens.
And that never happens, right?
And I don't see governments do hard things very often. And you guys are having a fundamental shift of a conversation about who we want to be when we grow up.
And what's that answer? Can you answer that?
Well, I can tell you where I'm at on it. And so we were looking. So I chair the budget. So when I start talking these wonky numbers here in a second, most of your viewers are going to turn off. You're about to lose your ratings because of me talking numbers. So be careful here. Now.
They won't. They like money.
Yeah, no doubt.
So it takes about $3 billion. Our income tax. I've explained it like a Subway sandwich. Everyone's trying to go to zero, but we're eating that Subway sandwich from one side. We were at 6% on our state income tax. We went to 5.75, 5.49, 5.39. We're eating from one side.
Sure.
To go an entire additional percent is $3 billion. But if we came from the other side of that sandwich, we raised the standard deduction, we could actually eliminate the income tax on the first $50,000 for individuals, $100,000 if you're married, for the same $3 billion. So what that ends up doing is eliminating the state income tax on 64% of people in year one and giving folks over $100,000 a $5,190 savings.
I like
it's doable. It's totally doable. You just got to think about it coming from the other side of the sandwich.
So what is the other ways that people are thinking? Because you said there's a bunch of different conversations like this. So there are other people think there's a different way to get to it than the way that you laid out?
So some people would like to continue the walk down that we've done. We're at 5.19%. We could go to 4.99% or and I think we will. We could also go all the way down to 3.99%. But if you're going from 5.19 to 4.19, 1 whole percent, that does cost $3 billion. And I say cost, it's the people's money.
Yeah, sure.
You get what I'm saying, though. It's state revenue reduces by $3 billion.
It's not nothing.
It's not nothing, but let's think about what it does to a family making $50,000 a year.
Which is the average, right?
47,000 is average in Georgia. I think the middle class right now is about 50 to 150,000. That's where I'm trying to focus this plan. And if you make more than that, you're still going to benefit. You're going to get $5,000 in tax savings. But if you make less than that, or you're in that sphere, we're eliminating your income tax completely. The reason that I'm focused on coming from the other side instead is we're dropping the income tax 1% for someone making $100,000. Only gives them about enough money to buy a Chick-fil-A #1 every pay period. 24 pay periods a year, you're saving them $200 a year. You're just not really helping them that much. If we come from the other side, though, that's $2,400 in the pocket of somebody making $50,000.
I think it's great.
$5,000 if you're making $100,000.
And I know you're not here yet, but I think in a general election, and you want to go persuade Democrats who love to talk about the folks in this country who are the haves and the have-nots. There's nothing better for people that don't have a whole lot than to say, well, congratulations.
We're not charging
you anything.
Yeah. Tax and look.
And there's nothing they can say about it.
Well, there was one big thing, and let me tell you, here's where we're getting attacked. The liberal crowd saying, well, they're just going to quit taking it out of your left pocket and start taking it out of your right pocket instead. They're going to raise the sales tax. They're going to do this. No, we didn't. We passed Senate Bill 476. It's already done. It does exactly what I just told you. Eliminates the state income tax on 2/3 of Georgians. Gives everyone else a big reduction. And we did it without raising sales tax. How did we do it? Well, we went after corporate credits. In Georgia, we give out over $30 billion of corporate welfare. The state income tax only brings in $16.2 billion. If you want to eliminate the state income tax, you only have to cut those corporate credits in half.
Yeah,
you don't even have to get rid of them.
Yeah, you just cut them. Yeah, and I bet there's plenty of people that would be like, oh, them or me? I'll take me.
Well, some of these things are crazy. I mean, like, for instance, Tug, you talked about your kid goes to school at Augusta.
Yeah.
If you buy a laptop for your son, you're going to pay sales tax on it tonight.
Already did.
But if you buy $15 million worth of laptops or computers because you're building a data center, you pay no sales tax at all.
Yeah, slow down.
The cost on that to the state is over $1.5 billion in foregone sales tax revenue. Take that revenue instead from the data centers, use it to reduce the income tax on people making $100,000 and less. Let's make sense for Georgians.
I love it. Anytime you talk about getting rid of tax, I mean, we've talked about this a million times. Like, I'm always in favor of cutting taxes as much as we possibly can. Do we want to pave the roads? Yes. But past that, I'm not a fan of sales tax or taxes.
If you're in the business of buying $15 million of computers, you're probably one of about 10 companies.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Who could afford to pay the sales tax.
That's right. Yeah. Why have we done it this way? Is it the good old boy system? Somebody's getting a kickback somewhere? Why is it set up this way to begin with?
Yeah, I don't know that I'll go that far. Some people would be that cynical, and maybe I should be. I think what happens is we try to bring industry here, and that's good, and we've done a great job of that.
Because the Hollywood thing, kind of like that example?
We can talk about that credit if you want to.
Sure, I would like to see that.
That's
gone.
$1.2 billion in this year's that goes, again, out of Georgia pockets. We underwrite the movie industry at 30%. I'm not saying we should do away with them, but let's think about this. Is that helping a family in Fulton County, Cobb County, Gwinnett County pay for gas, groceries,
Not
or
that I can
childcare?
tell. Not that I can tell. Like, I don't like Hollywood even a little bit. I'm like they make fun of me on the show because I watch so little TV and movies. Like, it's just not my thing. I don't enjoy it to begin with. I mean, it's fine, whatever. I don't, if my wife wants to watch a movie, I'll watch it with her. But I'm not going out searching for it. And then I don't like what Hollywood is. I don't like what it represents. I don't like what it does to American culture. I don't like anything about it. So the fact that it's growing so vastly here in Georgia makes me sick to my stomach, if I'm being completely honest.
It was. It's not having its best day anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Ben, I thought the same thing, but let me tell you, we're actually going to have more for our film tax credit this year than we have in the past. So
really?
Over $600 million since July. And remember, we underwrite that industry at about 30%. If we underwrote your industry at 30% and you couldn't make money, we'd probably laugh at you.
Yeah, I mean, you got a problem.
Well, I would be interested in being underwritten.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. So would they. That's why they're coming here. But then, you got stuff like, here's another one.
Tell me more about that.
How might you help me? Yeah. It's like with Rivian. That one sticks in my craw. That one bothers me a whole bunch. In any of that stuff, when I see like us doing things like that, and maybe there's some wisdom that I don't have, and maybe it was a good idea at one point, but everybody knew that the EV thing was being forced down people's throat. Nobody was buying EVs. Right. And then we just give Rivian this huge tax credit that doesn't seem to benefit us all, and now we're not even sure it's going to work. They're moving everything up to Illinois or something.
They are. They say they're going to keep their Southeast headquarters here. There's some stuff that they've done out there that they had to do for bond purposes, like break ground, et cetera. One thing that I think holds at the end is a lot of their credits are weighted towards jobs tax credits. So if they don't ever open those jobs, they won't get them from Georgia. Sure. We did put a ton of money, hundreds of millions of dollars, as you noted, out on I-20 at their site. My solace in that is that, hey, if they don't go there, we got a darn good site.
Somebody's
going there. Yeah. That's right. So I feel please know, I completely agree with you on that. I don't understand why we want to underwrite other folks coming here when we have folks that are already here who want to grow their businesses, want to do well. Until we can solve this affordability crisis for the middle class, you're going to see me be laser focused on that instead of helping someone else come here.
Yeah, so with taxes, obviously, as we talked to Blake Tillery this morning, state senator and running for lieutenant governor, let's talk about the affordability thing, because, I mean, right now we seem to be trending in a good direction. Gas prices are low. I know this is something that Donald Trump's been a big part of. Egg prices are low, but I use eggs because that seemed to be last year.
That was 2 years ago. It was like, eggs are expensive.
That's right. Everything was the egg conversation.
Eggs have never been more expensive.
That's right. And then every news network was, eggs, you can't afford eggs. They're $10, whatever.
Yeah, Waffle House did a surcharge.
Yeah, dude, exactly. So, I mean, there was reality to it. I'm not saying, but I feel like we're trending in the right direction. Am I right about that?
I hope so, but I do think we can do more. I still think we have a little bit of a bifurcated economy. You've seen the stock market hit highs we've never seen before. And folks like me and you, we might not be worried about how we're paying for gas, groceries, and childcare tonight, but you've got folks right now that are paying more in childcare than they are on their mortgage or their rent. So what can we do as a state government to alleviate that? Well, the biggest portion of their wealth that we take is that state income tax. Let's figure a way to reduce that. And it's not an anomaly. Remember, 9 states have already done this. Tennessee's at 0.
Every one of them around us,
Florida's
basically.
at 0.
Yeah.
North Carolina and South Carolina are at 2.99%.
Yeah.
Alabama's not really doing anything. I don't think we judge ourselves by Alabama.
Yeah, let's not do that. No,
Mississippi's at 0 in 14 years.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, don't bring it up right now. But hey, like the economy, we're trending better in football too. So what can I say?
Right. That's right. How about them dogs? No, I love it. But we talk about it here all the time, just the fact that, because I grew up in that northwest corner of Georgia, right on the Tennessee line, up in Dalton, Chattanooga. I went to Chattanooga more than I came to Atlanta, just because it's right there. And it was always, hey, no state tax. Let's go up there and shop. Let's go up there, and that was always what we did. And I think Georgia has been waiting and waiting and waiting for this opportunity. So we'll continue this conversation next here on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3 with Blake Tillery joining us in studio. Ben Burnett in for Front Office Los. My name is Tug Cowart. This is Extra 106.3.
If Minnesota has shown us anything, it's that the left will side with rioters over America. The real immigration crisis is inside blue cities, whose years of soft on crime, open border policies are now colliding with public safety. Atlanta's conservative news and talk station won't be swayed by headwinds of left-wing media. We'll always give you the facts from the most trusted voices in the country. Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
There's never been a better time to fall in love with Subaru. Now through March 31st, get award-winning vehicles and exceptional offers from a brand you trust during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Gwinnett. Explore the full lineup of hybrid, electric, gas, and wilderness vehicles, including the 2026 Subaru Forester and the all-new 2026 Subaru Outback. Every Subaru is made with love and built to last, with dependability and value coming standard. Whether you're looking to match your adventurous spirit with the 2026 Subaru Outback or land on the reliability of the 2026 Subaru Forester, Subaru of Gwinnett has the perfect fit for your family. You'll love exploring in the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. And the 2026 Subaru Legacy is what happens when we put the best of Subaru into a sedan. Plus, every Subaru model comes equipped with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. There's a lot to discover and a lot to love at Subaru of Gwinnett. Come in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth or start shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Ready to sell your home fast and for top dollar? Trust Design to Sell. Staging and interior design experts recognized as one of the top 10 staging companies in the nation. From stylish redesigns to full-service staging, Design to Sell creates spaces buyers fall in love with. Faster sales, better offers. That's the power of great design. Call 678-505-1433 or visit homedesign2sell.com and ask for the fan special.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPsetc.com.
Big moments deserve big-time craftsmanship. At Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we've been family-owned and operated since 1982 because we know what it means to show up when it counts. Jaron Solomon here, and that's why we're proud to be an official Tacori jeweler. Each Tacori ring is handcrafted in California, going through 20 elite artisans before it hits your hands. Not mass-produced, not generic, always personal. And with Solomon Brothers, you get lifetime cleanings, unbeatable financing, and the largest Tacori selection in Georgia. Stop by a store in Buckhead, Alpharetta, or Sharpsburg. Visit SolomonBrothers.com to book your private appointment. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, where love is in the details and legends are built to last. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs and official jeweler of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
You've worked hard to build your investments, but are they positioned the right way from a tax perspective? Because it's not just what you make, it's what you keep. Hi, I'm David Nicholas, president of Nicholas Wealth Management. Many investors don't realize that their portfolios may be creating unnecessary tax exposure. Capital gains, required minimum distributions, inefficient account placement can quietly reduce your returns, especially as you approach retirement. At Nicholas Wealth Management, we help clients evaluate whether their investments are structured in a tax-efficient way, looking beyond performance to understand how taxes impact income today and your legacy tomorrow. Are your assets in the right accounts? Are there opportunities to reduce further tax liability? Is your strategy aligned with your long-term retirement goals? Call Nicholas Wealth Management today, 678-990-8500. Schedule a complimentary review. That's 678-990-8500 or visit nicholaswealth.com. Nicholas Wealth Management, helping you keep more of what you've worked so hard to build.
Nicholas Wealth Management is an independent financial services firm. This is for informational purposes only and is not specific investment advice.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
It's Thursday, February 19th, and here are your headlines. The Georgia House has passed a bill aimed at keeping data center energy costs off utility customers' bills, requiring new contracts to ensure data centers cover construction and demand-related costs instead of passing them on to residential and retail electricity users. The measure, backed overwhelmingly and now headed to the state Senate, targets growth in more than 100 data centers around the state. The Atlanta-based Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has a new acting director, with National Institutes of Health Director Jay Bhattacharya stepping in to lead the agency temporarily while the White House searches for a permanent appointee. He will maintain his role at NIH as he oversees the CDC amid ongoing leadership turnover and pending Senate confirmation of a future director. And finally, hundreds are expected to honor Lincoln Riley this weekend at a Run for Your Life 5K in Athens, an event celebrating the young woman's life and raising awareness about safety after her tragic death last year. Family members, friends, and community supporters will gather to remember Riley and support efforts to prevent similar incidents. Today's weather is mostly cloudy with a high of 75 and a low of 65. With your Extra 106.3 headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. Ben Burnett in for Front Office Los. Ben, of course, the Ben Burnett Show you can hear weekends here on Extra 106.3 Saturdays and Sundays.
Thank you, Tug.
Yes, man. And
it's great to be with you.
Former Alpharetta City Councilman, and y'all were talking about that. Yeah, our guest, Blake Tillery, this morning, state senator, also running for lieutenant governor here in the state of Georgia. Talking about
you miss it every day.
Yeah, exactly. That was Blake's question to you. Do you miss being on the city council every day in Alpharetta?
I bet you get hate in the Senate when it's like abortion and guns and like your email box blows up. But if you really want to understand hate, have an apartment developer like file a public hearing in. See if that gets everybody wound up. Like they'll call, and that's like not like one side versus the other. That's like everybody's coming after your ass.
They're all what is
now it's a data center,
right? Exactly.
That's the new one.
Is that what you get the most emails about as a state senator?
So I mean, remember I chair the budget, so everybody like literally my phone is going
already
off right now.
Yeah.
Because yesterday we put money in the budget to end veteran homelessness, and we think it's going to happen. It came out of committee yesterday, so a lot of folks are pretty excited about that one. So today, Ben's a good day for me, but I'll agree with you completely. When you're on local government, folks, we talked about this earlier. I got elected at 28. Folks didn't care how old I was when they were calling about their dirt road or their neighbor's dog. They were.
Right. Blake from Vidalia, so that kind of tells you where he is and where he grew up and his background a little bit. So I would assume then, like a veteran's situation like you talk about, is going to light up your inbox with positivity. Is there anything that people are more positive about than something like that?
I mean, honestly,
because politics are negative. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, it is.
You hit it. It is, and of course, the negative makes news stories a little bit more often, and it also fires people up.
Yeah,
folks don't call you to say great job. They call you to
never.
Say,
No, I know.
Why the heck are you doing this?
Yeah, no, that's right.
And that's part of the job. That's perfectly fine with me. I appreciate it, and I'm someone who regularly gives out my cell phone number. I want you to call me first. If you call me before you get to the coffee shop, I got one problem. You get to the coffee shop or the Waffle House, I got 10 problems.
Yeah,
you told all your friends.
You told all your buddies. That's right. Something good happens, you tell one person. You have bad, like you go to a restaurant, you have bad service, you tell 15 people, or you post it on social media and hundreds of people, or whatever.
You get it.
So, what are the things though that you've noticed that people are behind in the state of Georgia? What are some of the things that you think that the voters of Georgia all want to see happen? Like the end to veteran homelessness. I mean, that's huge. As a guy that served in the Navy, it's important to me. I think, in veteran suicides, there's all kinds of things that we need to work on. those are uniting things. I can tell. What are some of the other things that you see across the state that unite people?
Well, let's start with that one first. Homelessness. The governor put $50 million in this year's budget for that. We didn't see quite the plan to develop that here in the city of Atlanta, so we backed it off a little bit to about $25 million and tailored $15 million of it towards veterans homelessness. We also focused on our veterans home centers over in Milledgeville. We know we have some issues over there we want to resolve. That's one. Of course, people always unite around education, but they have different beliefs on what I'm a supporter of school choice, parent choice. I think that I was homeschooled for a year. I went to public school for most of my life. Went to Toombs County schools, went to Vidalia City schools, ended up going to the University of Georgia. That worked for me. How about them dogs? Twice.
Let's go.
So that worked for me, but that doesn't work for all families. I think parents can make that decision best. And it also helps us, having competition makes everybody better. We only got 29% of kids reading on grade level in third grade right now. That's not acceptable for business. It's definitely not acceptable when 54% of our state budget goes to education. So we're going to demand more. And that competition, I think, in school choice helps that.
And it's something that, Ben, we see all around town, because that's one of those hot buttons. School choice is a hot button, man. People get fired up, either for or against. They get so angry and fired up about it.
I think the thing that was, when you look, Tug and I live in a nice part of the state, and if affluent's the right word. Some people don't like it. And when the bill first came out, I was concerned about no boundaries and no zip codes, because you float everything and see what starts to stick. And I was like, dude, I pay to live up here. I value, that sounds like an inconvenient truth.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't necessarily I'm not busing my kids to South Fulton. I don't want that to go the other way.
Yeah.
And I think where it landed really put a lot of pressure on underperforming schools, because there's a lot of really smart kids that have the opportunity now to take the 6,000, 6,500, 7, something.
Right.
I'm in the right ballpark.
You are.
And tutor or educate privately. And I would say this as a former elected official. It frustrated the hell out of me to watch how long it took us to do damn near anything. And we were good at it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everybody talks about Georgia being the best place to live, work, and play, and have a family and buy dogs or whatever. And I'm sure it's you're in a conversation with 5 other states that do a lot well. But I'm sure you live perpetually frustrated with all sorts of stuff. I mean, talk about even as good as it is, talk about the things that you really think can be better.
Well, listen, my wife and I, Ashley Nicole, she's a OBGYN down in Vidalia. You said already, Tug, we have 2 little boys, and we have two foster, one foster child. One's gone back to their parents. That's
good.
Still think of them as ours. I'm focused on that system. We're Christians, like I told you earlier. We believe the book of James tells you to care for the widow and the orphan.
Yep.
I would remind folks that have the same worldview that I do that the reason why government sometimes is so big is us as believers in faith. We not done what we were supposed to do.
Sure.
Remember, we've got more churches in Georgia than we do foster kids. So we don't even need every church to adopt a foster child. If they could just wrap their arms around a family that already has. And let's be honest, our nonprofits and our religious organizations are so much more efficient at delivering goods, at sorting out waste and fraud than we are in the government.
Yeah, they have to be, because there's not an endless supply of money coming in like it is with government. So any small business, any church, that they know what the budget is. We can't go up because we don't have any place else to get
the
money.
And they're focused because they care.
Yeah, right.
And
They're there for the right reason.
Yeah,
and there's plenty of people in the government that I'm not sure they're for the right reason.
So having this as the first time you have run statewide, tell the listeners how big the state of Georgia actually is.
Oh, buddy. So this is one thing that was fun. Let's just talk about this week. And remember, we're in the middle of session, so I'm in the middle of the legislature. And
so a lot of back and forth.
Yep. And remember this. I don't believe the way to get the next job is to leave the current job. Do a good job with the current job. So I've still been in the legislature, chairing the budget. It's probably one of the busier committees. But this week, Saturday, I was in St. Mary's. Came back up here, started doing budget. Dawsonville Monday night, was in Lafayette on Tuesday night. I'll be in Dublin tonight.
I love the fact you said it right.
Lafayette?
Yeah. Because a lot of people, that are from Metro Atlanta would say Lafayette. Well, you got growing up there. Yeah. When you get it right, that's important.
But remember, my dad's from Rome, my mom's from Cedartown,
so they know.
Tug, so I have a little bit of built-in advantage.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
So
he knows the suburbs of Cedartown.
Yes, he does. That's good living there.
Chubtown.
That's right. Absolutely.
You gotta know
Nick
that.
Chubb. How about them?
Oh, Nick. That's right. And it is a huge state. One thing that was Justice John Ellington told me one day, it made me laugh. But let's take Lafayette for a second.
Okay.
Do you realize when you're in Lafayette, you're closer to St. Louis, Missouri, than you are to St. Mary's, Georgia? It's a darn big state.
Yeah, I've never put that in, but now that you've said it, gosh, man, that threw me a curveball because I've been to Lafayette a million times and I've only been through St. Louis.
So
yeah, how about that? Yeah,
how do you do it, dude? Like, hold it all together. Like,
well, you just do nothing well, Ben. If you do nothing well too, you can do it all too. So.
That's right.
Does your wife hate you?
Well, is it like
thankfully not?
Jack of all trades, master of none. You have to be pretty good at everything, even if it's not great at everything.
I wish I could tell you that it was me, but it's not. Listen, I told you I'm a strong person of faith. I believe I'm in this race for a reason.
Amen.
And listen, I have an amazing wife. She's an OBGYN. She takes care of our boys, takes care of the foster kids. She's just amazing. And
why isn't she running for lieutenant?
Yeah, seriously, man.
Listen, well,
because she's not a glutton for punishment.
None of you guys will be voting for me if she was on the ballot. I can promise you that. And then a great support system across this state. I mean, we've already been endorsed by over 70 sheriffs. We have 300 elected officials who put their name on the line for us. And listen, y'all, it's not because I'm someone who's loved at the Capitol. If the vote's held inside the state Capitol building, I will lose. Why? Because 9 out of 10 conversations, I'm telling somebody, no, we're not spending state taxpayer dollars when I put things in the budget. We're spending your taxpayer dollars.
That's right.
And while people might bring good ideas, those aren't necessarily good ideas that ought to be paid for by your taxpayer dollars.
No, I love it. I think it's so important, and I can only imagine. Like, I would like to think that we don't have a problem with fraud. But I know better, and you see it on the news, whether it's in Minneapolis or it's in, and I know this is more of probably a national issue, but those are state employees that were allowing it to happen.
You're right.
So I think that's the most irritating part for me as a taxpayer, right? I want to pay my taxes if the roads are going to be paved. I want to pay my taxes so we'll have good schools in our neighborhoods. I want to pay my taxes to make sure that we have a well-funded fire department. And Ben, you've talked about that and how important, that stuff is. But when I see fraud, dude, it makes me want to put my wallet in my back pocket and say, I ain't paying for nothing because I don't trust that it's going to anything that you're saying it is.
So you're talking about things that go on that keep me busy. That was 2 weeks of my December, making sure that we didn't have the problems that Minnesota had. Again, chairing the budget, I need to make sure. And let me tell you, we found out some things that we do different that keep us from having that Minnesota issue. Can't tell you we're perfect. Our department of, it's called DECAL. That's who runs our daycares and our child care and placement agencies. A lady named Amy Jacobs runs it. Does an awesome job. And during COVID, the federal government said, hey, you don't have to do these inspections anymore. Don't go inspect these facilities. She said, no, we're going to keep inspecting them.
Yeah.
2 times a year. Unannounced.
Yeah, good.
So we kept that going. We pay in arrears. In other words, until the kid's in the daycare, and then they send us the note back that we run through a system and make sure kids aren't on there twice at 2 different daycares. We don't send out a check. Now, it's frustrating, and we get a lot of grief at it at the state capitol because they say, hey, we need our money up front. Well, no, we don't do that so that we can prevent this fraud. Director Amy Jacobs has done an awesome job at it.
Tug, if we can do it for child care facilities, surely we could do it for voting.
Yeah, you would think maybe. that we could figure out those voter rolls and see if there's 2 people on there and see if there's somebody that's not a citizen that is voting. And I mean, David Cape's an independent journalist, and we're going to get him on the show at one point. We've been going back and forth a little bit, but I mean, he's going to buildings that are been empty for 10 years, and there's 138 people registered to vote in that building.
Yes. Now, look, that is a problem. People want to talk about machines. They want to talk about paper. All that's a great conversation. But if you don't start at the foundation level, then everything you build on top of it has no chance at standing, right? It's going to fall. If you don't have a solid foundation, the building's going to fall. And the foundation's got to be our voter rolls. I know we've passed Senate Bill 202 to make it easier to vote and harder to cheat. But what I can also tell you is if we don't get our voter rolls straight to know that only folks who are citizens are voting, then the foundation we're building it on just can't stand strong.
Yeah, it's irritating, and I think that's what most people worry about. I would contend more than anything else after what the debacle of 2020, and now we're seeing, all the things that were happening kind of behind the scenes with, duplicate ballots and ballots scanned a bunch of different times. I think that's probably the biggest fear that we have in the state of Georgia is that our elections are compromised, and I believe they're compromised. I have a hard time. I want to believe. Like, I love the state of Georgia like nothing else in the world. There is nothing I love more than being from the state of Georgia. Nothing. And it breaks my heart to think that when I go to the ballot and I cast it and somebody said, "Hey, you voted," and be like, I think I did.
Well, he's going to stop me here in a minute, but I want to get into when we do the last sit down segment with you for the time, I want to know why you over somebody else. Tug and I want to judge all the elevator pitches because y'all have like a 45-person race for lieutenant governor.
Well, hold that. Sit on that. Let's take a break quick, and then we'll come back. Why should people vote for you as lieutenant governor or for lieutenant governor? And we'll get the elevator pitch here and give us 3 minutes.
We're going to have listeners call in and critique you, so you better be ready.
Oh, man, here we go.
404-741-1230 if you would like to. This is the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. Ben Burnett in for front office Los. Blake Tillery is a state senator and running for lieutenant governor. My name is Tug Coward on Extra 106.3.
Extra 106.3 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Thursday, February 19th. The United States men's hockey team defeated Sweden 2-1 in overtime yesterday, thanks to a winner by Quinn Hughes, advancing the United States to the semifinal round where they will face Slovakia on Friday. And the U.S. women's team is in action today against Canada, chasing a gold medal for the 5th consecutive Olympic Games. The MLB announced yesterday that Bruce Meyer has been unanimously elected as the next executive director of the MLB Players Association. The announcement comes days after former executive director Tony Clark resigned due to an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law. And locally, the Atlanta Hawks are back in action tonight, taking on the Philadelphia 76ers in Philly. The Hawks will still be without newly signed forward Jonathan Kuminga, who will be out at least for the next week. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. With your sports headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
For more local sports, head over to The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM. And for the latest political news and talk, stick with Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. The big question for many of our listeners as they approach retirement is, will I be okay in retirement? Sean, how do you help someone figure out if they've saved enough to be comfortable?
Great question. There's a lot of different aspects to this, but the biggest thing is looking at risk. Look, there's a lot of different risks to your money, like market risk. There's healthcare costs, inflation, and taxes. All those need to be accounted for. Many people worry if they've saved enough. Am I going to outlive my money? Strategies to help preserve your wealth can be more important than the dollar amount that you saved. Get an analysis of your situation to help you get that clarity that you need.
Tell us about the offer you have for listeners.
If you're worried about if you'll be okay for retirement, you probably don't have a plan. You might not even know what I mean when I'm talking about, do you have a retirement plan? Well, we have a great resource for you guys. We have what's called the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit, and you can get that by calling or texting WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped me put this thing together just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement. It has chapters from everything from investments to Social Security, income planning, and has other guides that go along with it as well, with some checklists in regards to all those different strategies and topics as well. So if you want to get that information in your hands today, call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer. Get your Retire Happy Framework today. Like Sean said, just text WISE to 770-802-2200. The team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
Shopping the new 2026 Toyota Camry? Well, here's the smartest way to do it. Get the Camry you want and get it from the dealership that protects your purchase. Marietta Toyota. Every new Toyota comes with our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty, valid for unlimited time and unlimited mileage. for as long as you own your Toyota. And you can buy with confidence because Marietta Toyota is a BBB A+ rated business, and we're rated 4.6 stars on Google with over 11,000 reviews. Right now, we've got a strong Camry inventory arriving daily so you can choose the trim and color that you want while selection is at its best. Special APR is available on the new 2026 Camry, 4.99% APR for 72 months. Well-qualified buyers. Visit us on Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium. Marietta Toyota since 1975. We've been here and we'll be here for you.
4.99% APR for 72 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers will qualify. Offer ends 3/2/26. Lifetime powertrain warranty included with every new Toyota purchase. See dealer for details.
Calling all contractors. This is Devin Stovall of Stovall & Company, and we're here for you. We're a third-generation, family-owned and operated company for 75 years and just opened our 11th location in Canton on 9500 Union Hill Road. We're proud to provide your wholesale irrigation, nursery, and landscape supply needs. How do you envision your dream outdoor space for you or your customers? We're here to fulfill them all. We all take pride in special requests and shipping right to your job site. Here at Stovall, we have it all. Check us out at StovallINC.com.
Now, I'm serious, folks. This really perplexes me. If you have an above-average IQ, how in the hell can you vote Democrat?
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
This is the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. Tug Coward along with Ben Burnett, former Alpharetta City Councilman and host of the Ben Burnett Show weekends here on Extra 106.3. He is in for Front Office Los, who's down in New Orleans with his baby girls playing volleyball. Big times, so much fun, and I'm so glad that he's there.
Commander's Palace and just having a big time, drinking hurricanes.
I told you, I've never been down there, so I don't know. I don't have any idea where they are. I know nothing about New Orleans.
Yeah.
Except for they have great food, or at least that's what I'm
saying.
told.
Bam with Emerald Lagasse.
Yeah. Come on. And Blake Tillery joining us here on Extra 106.3, state senator currently running for lieutenant governor. Ben set you up right before we finished the last segment about the elevator pitch. What is it that people listening to this show right now need to know about you? Why should they vote for you over somebody else? Because there's quite a few people running for lieutenant governor.
3 dozen.
That's about right. Listen, our campaign's focused on 3 things: protecting Georgia values, protecting Georgia families, protecting Georgia pocketbooks. Let's break them down for a second. Georgia values. Me and Ashley Nicole want our boys to be raised in the same values that we were raised on: faith in God, fear of God too, freedom, personal responsibility, liberty. So imagine the Georgia values. Let's talk about boys don't need to be in girls' locker rooms.
Amen.
And I don't want my sons or their daughters or whoever else to face that. That's why I introduced Senate Bill 39. When I found out that the state was actually paying for transgender surgeries with your taxpayer dollars, I was like, this is not right.
Yeah,
so,
that's not a story that's gotten out there very well, so it's good that you're
we
bringing
got it through. Got it through the Senate. It actually ended up with a problem in the House. We had to tag it to another bill, thinking outside the box, and we sent it over last Tuesday. Again, we're going to get that across the finish line. Listen, if your own health insurance isn't paying for your elective surgeries, why should your state taxpayer dollars pay for transgender elective surgeries?
And then on top of it, look, when you're 25, 35, whatever, you make a decision. It ain't a decision I would make. I don't think it's a smart decision. I don't think it's a wise decision. But when it comes to somebody under 18 years old and they're doing crazy surgeries that require lifelong care afterwards, and they call it affirming care, yet none of the people seem to be better off mentally
afterwards.
Right. And definitely not with their health. There are lifelong issues with the surgeries.
And if we don't trust you now until you're the age of 21 to buy a cigarette, I promise you, one cigarette's not hurting you near as much as a gender mutilating surgery. Let's just call it what it is.
Sure.
That's what I mean about protecting Georgia values.
Yeah.
Let's talk about protecting Georgia families. Y'all, I'm a strong supporter of legal immigration and a strong opponent of illegal immigration. We've seen where illegal immigration has led to harm with families. Case in point, Lincoln Riley. Think about these things.
Yeah.
And so we have very strong illegal immigration bills in Georgia, about 9 of them. My colleagues think that, well, let's back up. Cities and counties, if they don't follow them, they really don't matter. The answer is not to write a 10th. The answer is to hold the cities and counties accountable when they're not following Georgia immigration laws. That's what I did with Senate Bill 21. I said if a city or a county is not following Georgia immigration laws and a Georgia citizen gets hurt because of it, they should be able to sue that city or county.
Down in Savannah, the teacher.
Yeah, and Ben will tell you, local governments, you hit them in their pocketbook one time.
I get sued. I used to get sued all the time for all sorts of stuff that I didn't even know about.
Oh, wow.
But once your pocketbook as a city or county government's hit one time, the other 158 counties, the 435 cities, they're going to
we
fall in line.
We don't want to have that happen. What happened to them?
So that's what I mean by protecting Georgia families, protecting Georgia values, protecting Georgia families, and Georgia pocketbooks. We've talked about this at length earlier. We can eliminate our income tax. That puts, on average, $2,500 back in the pocket of somebody making $50,000. It puts $5,190 in someone making $100,000 pocket. This is doable for Georgians. They are feeling the crunch at the pump. Affordability is the word. So let's give back, or figure a way, like 9 other states already have, to give back to them the money they've sent to us.
Yeah. And I would imagine, because we talked about tax credits and how we would rather give that to citizens than corporations, but I would imagine with no sales tax that would be an incentive for businesses to continue to come here too, right?
I would think so. Obviously, it's worked in Florida, so why would we not replicate that?
Tennessee, too.
You asked why. Those are the reasons. We want to protect Georgia values, Georgia families, Georgia pocketbooks. And last but not least, we're killing it. I'll tell you. We've raised more money than anybody else in this campaign, $1 million more than my nearest competition. We've got the endorsement of 70 sheriffs who say when Blake's talking about protecting Georgia families, he's not talking some nonsense. We believe him. We're the elected people to affect those Georgia families and protect them. We're with him, too. So.
Yeah, no, it's a great. I think it's fantastic. And how do folks find out more about you in case they want to know? Like today, they're like, you know what? I need to learn more. If I'm going to pull the lever for somebody, I want to know more about them. Everything you said sounds great, but I want to go check him out.
Yeah, well, we want you on the team. Go to www.tilleryforgeorgia.com. And I can tell you, when you go there, there's something else you're going to find too. I'm never going to meet everybody in my own county, much less every county of the state. So we've already gotten someone in every single county, all 159 counties, to be, I'm going to air quote it, Tillery chairs, so that you can go and see who in your county is already supporting Blake, already endorsed him being the Tillery chair there, so that if you never meet me personally, maybe you know Bob, and Bob likes me, so, well, if he's good enough for Bob, he's good enough for me.
That's right.
So that's how our campaign's working, organically, grassroots. We'd love to have you on board.
Yeah, I love it, man. There's a lot.
You're going to have a long spring, man.
Yeah.
I mean, between Rotary clubs and Chamber of Commerces, and it is Groundhog Day. We were glad to just change that up a little bit.
Right. Mix it up a little bit.
We're making him late to all of his emails about the budget.
Oh, it's fine, man. We got to be on the Senate floor at 10 o'clock. And like I told you, I'll be in Dublin tonight at 5 o'clock. So it's all going to work out. And,
zigzagging across the state.
But if you can't do what you've always done if you want something different. I want something better for Georgia. And that's why I'm running. And we're going to do something different.
That's enough to convince me there. Just doing better for Georgia, because I think there's a lot of things that we can do better. And this is a state that I deeply care about, man. When I say that, man, I was in the Navy station down in Jacksonville. I could have changed my residency down there and not pay us an income tax, right?
And should have.
And I should have. he gives me a hard time, but I wouldn't do it. I was like, I'm not giving up my Georgia license. Not a chance. Not a chance. That's how passionate I am about the place that I was born and raised and I love. And I think there's a lot of people on the other end of this radio that feel the exact same way. And the fact that you feel that way, and I can tell you feel that way, I think means something to people. Because there's a lot of people that don't feel that way.
My father had a Florida driver's license until he retired. Even living here, he voted absentee in Florida.
I love it.
And he was like,
I get
hell no.
That makes the most sense. That makes the most sense.
We lived in Hawaii, California, North Carolina, everywhere. And he was like, Florida.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. I get it. But, when you're a 19, 20-year-old and it means something to you,
right.
I wasn't willing to give it up. I just wasn't. And that's why when I go and pull the lever for somebody, I want to know that they feel the same way about this place as I do. I want people to love it the way I love it.
How do you, this is not like the political part, but this is what people want to know. How do you take care of yourself running on 2 wheels like you are?
You can't go through.
You can't go eat Egg McMuffins.
Yeah, you can't eat drive-through chicken every day.
Well, I'll tell you, man. At first I lost 20 pounds, but I'm sure I've gained it back since then. I don't know that I do that great job taking care of myself. I'm probably close to a workaholic, so being up here this morning was not a problem. Being back at the Capitol today is not a problem. Being in Dublin tonight is not a problem. Being back at it tomorrow morning, the Senate will have the budget on the floor tomorrow.
Well, he didn't answer the question, but I'm going to tell him he probably needs a chiropractor.
Yeah, I would think.
Sitting in the car.
Sitting in the car so much or sitting as much. Absolutely. No, I think that's exactly right. Where's the best place to, like, when you're out and about? Like, where's your favorite spot? Is there a place in Northwest Georgia or Southeast Georgia that's your favorite place to eat and go?
Oh, buddy. buddy, listen, I like cheap Mexican food.
Yes, sir.
Yes, trashy Mexican
Take
food.
me, yes,
my man.
I do not care. Let's meet at Chops. Let's meet at this. Those are good places. Don't get me wrong.
Sure, of course.
But take me to a cheap Mexican joint. Go to and La Prairie is not cheap anymore. But there's a little cheap Mexican joint not too far from the Capitol. That's where I want to be.
That's right. Absolutely. That or a barbecue joint for me.
And it's still affordable. Remember that.
Yeah, right.
Just some queso dip that may give you a shot of tetanus.
That's right, or you'll need one anyway. Yeah, like I love the Waffle House. That's where I go for my birthday every year. Like that's my tradition. As I go to the Waffle House for my birthday. But outside of that, man, I love a meat and three. Give me a good mom and pop meat and three. Yeah, that's good.
We need one in Alpharetta.
We do, dude. What's wrong? Why don't we have one?
Well, all the women weigh 105 pounds.
Yeah,
we would have nobody to feed our meatloaf
to. But it is that's the thing, is hometown, local. I love downtown Alpharetta because of what they've done. Just the fact it looks like something out of a movie. It's so beautiful.
But there's no meat and three.
That's exactly where I was going.
You can eat $100 fish, but you cannot eat a $12 side of mashed potatoes.
Yeah, chicken. That's right. Fried chicken and mashed potatoes and pie and all that sort of stuff. We got to do better. Where is the best meat and three in town? In Metro Atlanta, best meat and three. Because I know there's a bunch of them out there. And if you want to share them with us, we'll take your calls at 404-741-1230. Is anything, because we got a couple minutes left, anything you'd like to leave folks with?
I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for letting me be on here today. If you want someone who's going to defend the Constitution, who cares about the Second Amendment, cares about the First Amendment, believes that individuals matter more than companies. If we put people first, we can eliminate that income tax. If you want someone who believes that, then I'm your candidate for Lieutenant Governor. I'd be honored to earn your vote. This is a job interview. I understand that, and I hope that I can earn your vote.
Yeah, I love it. And the fact that you care about foster kids and you have foster kids, man, so many people that we go to church with have done that, and it's so valuable.
It's a high-profile race, which is kind of strange because you, unfortunately or fortunately, are sitting with a U.S. Senate race and a governor's race. How hard is it to get media attention? You got 45 seconds.
Honestly, it hasn't been, because we're talking about issues that matter to Georgia. We're talking about their pocketbooks. We're talking about their values. We're talking about protecting their families. So it's not been. And we've been accepted in so many communities now. We've probably been in over 150 speaking engagements now since the beginning of the year. It's incredibly busy. But again, I'm applying for a job with those people. I need to go to them. They don't have to come to me.
It is just ramping up, too. You've been doing all that, and it's just ramping up. Can you imagine what it'll be like in 6 months?
Oh, buddy. Making it through the primary. Remember, the primary is May the 19th. So, again, if you care about those values, I'm Blake Tillery, and I'd love to earn your vote.
Blake, thank you so much, man. We wish you the best.
Good to see you, man.
And,
Thanks, Ben. Y'all have a great one.
Yeah, man, and I can't wait to have you back in. When we come back on Extra 106.3, CNN notices the game that CBS and Stephen Colbert are playing with political guests. Next on the Morning Extra.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
We started a trip in the Bortz bus yesterday with the trip odometer at 666 miles. We said, what the hell, we're going to go anyway. But instead of griping about aggressive pickup truck drivers, idiots that don't know how to merge onto an expressway, and people who don't have turn signals on their cars, I thought I'd share some government outrages with you. Let's see if I can squeeze these in. Florida Congressman Randy Fine, Republican, responding to Muslims in New York City that don't like dogs. Want something done about those dogs. They're unclean. So Congressman Fine said, look, I'd rather have the dogs than the Muslims. Now everybody wants his resignation, but not me. I agree with him wholeheartedly. Give me a room of golden retrievers over a mosque full of Muslims any day. There. I said it. Next, a flight from a major airline was delayed over the last few days because it was missing a no smoking sticker in one of the aisles. A passenger reports that we boarded. The captain just came out to tell us that an hour ago they discovered that row 18 didn't have a no smoking sticker, so the plane will have to stay on the ground until the mechanics can print a new conforming sticker and the plane can leave. It was not legally allowed to fly without the sticker. That is the nature of government regulations. I experienced it once when my cigarette lighter wouldn't work on my Mooney. I don't smoke. It doesn't matter. I couldn't fly if the cigarette lighter wasn't working. I flew anyway. And fine, one of Mondami's goons in New York City is suggesting that they make it illegal for a business to leave New York City for whatever reason. Higher taxes, for instance. Now, excuse me, but making it illegal to leave, isn't that what the Germans in East Germany did and then erected the Berlin Wall? Must be sweet to Mondami. Okay, Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3. Have a wonderful day.
So, you had a long day. You decided to stop for a cocktail on the way home. The next thing you know, you had one too many and you just got pulled over. You need A Second Chance bail bonds. A Second Chance can get you or a loved one out of jail quickly, in most cases, in a matter of hours. A Second Chance bail bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Get help now. Call 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT or contact them online at atlbail.com.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The 8 a.m. hour is brought to you by Central Heating and Air.
Fox Rocks.
I'm Michelle Polino. Paul Simon, Mary J. Blige, John Batiste, Elvis Costello, and Hozier are among the artists set to take the stage for the 10th anniversary of Love Rocks New York City, taking place Thursday, March 5th at its longtime home, the Beacon Theater in New York. The Goo Goo Dolls, Nile Rodgers and Chic, ZZ Top's Billy Gibbons, Linda Perry, the Preservation Hall Jazz Band, Susanna Hoffs, Trombone Shorty, and more have also been announced, along with surprise special guests. Lana Del Rey is continuing to tease new music from an album she first announced back in November of 2024, this time hinting that a single, White Feather Hawktail Deer Hunter, will be released on February 17th. On her Instagram story, she said it was her favorite song on the album. Co-writers include Del Rey's husband, Jeremy Dufresne, and her sister, Caroline Chuck Grant. That's Fox Rocks on Fox News.
Britain's king reacts to his brother's arrest. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The law must take its course. King Charles put that out in a statement. He's already taken away the title of Prince from Andrew after being implicated in the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking scheme.
Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is King Charles's younger brother. He's been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office over allegations he sent confidential government documents to Jeffrey Epstein.
Fox's Stephanie Bennett in London.
This was an arrest, so it would have come as a surprise instead of being invited to the police station for an interview. Now, an arrest also means police can now search his home and possessions.
South Korea's ousted then impeached president is now a prisoner.
Yoon Suk-yeol was trying to overcome an opposition-controlled Congress in December 2024 when he suddenly declared martial law. The imposition failed. Yoon has been found guilty of rebellion for mobilizing the security forces in an illegal attempt to seize the assembly and arrest his opponents. A special prosecutor demanded the death penalty. Ultimately, the sentence is life in prison.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. President Trump just posted on Truth Social he only wants Americans to vote in American elections, continuing his voter ID push the Democrats have blocked in Congress. Today, the president goes to Georgia touting a stronger economy, campaigning for Republicans ahead of the midterm elections. The president will be in former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene's district as early voting is underway in a special election to replace Greene, a former Trump ally who resigned after their relationship soured. Before that trip, President Trump chairs his first Board of Peace meeting next hour.
More than 45 countries expected to attend to talk about the stabilization force expected to deploy in that region as Hamas continues to resist disarming in phase 2, as well as the fund to rebuild Gaza, generated in part by contributions from Board of Peace members.
That's Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. America's listening to Fox News.
Progressive Commercial presents Heroes That Keep Truckers Going. Today's hero, your favorite sassy diner server. Sure, her eyes might say, I don't have all day. But deep down, you know that extra pancake on your plate says, I dislike you less than most people. Thanks, hero. What else can keep truckers going? Progressive truck insurance with primary liability limits up to $2 million. Get a quote in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to terms and limits.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
What do you say to anyone who still doesn't understand America First? Tell the left now at 404-741-1230 on the Morning Extra.
Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 1063 as I sit here looking at my Brooks and Dunn backpack.
Amarillo by morning.
Bryce brings us back with the king of country music.
From San Antonio.
It's nothing better. Everything that I got.
Dude, it's the best. Is there anything better than this song? I don't know if there's anything better than this song. This is
what I've got.
I don't know.
Have you ever been there?
Amarillo? No.
No.
I've been to Houston. That's the only place I've ever been in Texas.
Well, we got to fix that too.
Los is from Texas, so he knows all that.
There ain't a lot out there.
Yeah.
You think if he's not been to Vegas or New Orleans, he's been to Amarillo?
That's fair.
Actually, knowing me, Amarillo's probably more likely than New Orleans and Vegas.
You hadn't been to Austin?
Never.
Oh my gosh.
The People's Republic?
It's fantastic.
I bet, but I don't know that I won't be around that many communists. You know?
Look, it's the most liberal city in Texas
by far.
For sure.
Yeah, it's because everybody from California is moving.
But it's still real nice.
Yeah, I hear.
What's the furthest west you've been? I know you said to Vegas.
San Diego.
Okay.
I went the Navy sent me out there. After I was out of the Navy, actually sent me out there on
They give you like an R&R? Like, thanks.
Well, no, kinda. A little bit.
That's
but
awesome.
it was more like,
that's
hey,
high cotton out there.
No kidding, it was beautiful. No, it was more like a hey, we want you to come out and see what some of the things that we're doing. We want you to be able to talk about the Navy, because we know you love it, and but we want you to have the most up to date information. So they took me out there. I went aboard a sub, went on the carriers out there. I think you went
on the Midway and took a picture.
Well, but even the George Washington was out there at the time. I don't know if it's still stationed there or not, but I assume it is. So I went on board the George Washington, and man, it was amazing. It was great.
My Uncle Billy was on the Midway. He was a cook.
Holy smokes!
So my mom's older brother, he drew two pensions. One was from the Gaston County Schools in North Carolina, where he was working in the cafeteria, and the other was with the Navy.
God bless him. Appreciate it.
God rest his soul.
God rest his soul.
He married a Japanese woman. He did the whole Navy. He did the whole Navy.
He did the real Navy experience, didn't he?
Yeah.
That sounds like it. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii because we were talking about this earlier. I've always wanted to go to the Arizona Memorial. That was something that my dad really wanted to do, and he never got to do before he passed. And so I kind of want to live that for him.
Well, let's do it, Tug.
Yeah. I want to get out
I
there.
know a guy.
Can I get in on this trip? I want to go to Hawaii.
For sure. Absolutely. I've never been, so I know
a guy. I'll show you the time of your life.
No, I know, because you were raised out there.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time out there.
Yeah.
I don't need a map when I go back. It's very, for people that are from here, if they go, they're like, I'm like, oh, this is all the stuff. And they're like, wow, you really
know this
I
inside
do.
Well, but being raised out there, I guess so.
Eat some shave ice and some Kailua pork.
Come on.
You'll
Dude,
L&O Barbecue's made its way out here.
Okay.
And there's one in Smyrna. So
and it's Hawaiian barbecue?
Yeah, oh yeah.
What's the difference?
There's a lot of rice.
Okay, I love rice. So that's good.
Yeah, so I'll
dig it.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I love it.
They can fatten you up fatter than the meat and three we were talking about in the last segment.
And Scott McFarland, our operations manager, came in and said, if you want a meat and three over in Tucker, it is Matthew's Cafeteria.
Matthew's Cafeteria. Yeah. I grew up in Lilburn, too, so I know.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Matthews.
So, yeah,
I know
exactly.
Matthews. I knew where he was going.
Yeah, right. He's like, it is some of the best meat and three that you'll have. And let me tell you, growing up in Dalton, Georgia, everything was meat and three.
Yeah, of course.
Everything.
This is America.
Yeah, everything was a meat and three.
What is wrong with North Fulton?
I've never heard of the term meat and three, by the way.
Where are you from?
I was born here. But I've lived all over the place.
Like Kennesaw? Like they have to have a meat and three. It's a college town.
I mean, I'm up by Tug and Alpharetta.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the problem.
Well, yeah, he can't help you there.
Exactly. So not one.
We wonder we're going to start the first one.
I know, dude. We should throw a little money together and have my mom out there cooking.
Nothing will blow your entire net worth like a restaurant.
Yeah,
that sounds like a great idea.
So what is it?
A meat and three?
Yeah.
Well, you get like a meat, like a fried chicken or Salisbury
listeners, I'm
steak
sorry.
or meatloaf, and then 3 vegetables.
Oh,
a meat and 3.
And if you really want to go full fat ass, you throw the pie in at the end.
Yes, absolutely right. That's exactly right. And usually it's a chocolate pie or pecan pie.
Oh, yeah.
Give me good apple pie.
Yeah,
Sometimes
apple pie.
seasonal.
Yeah.
Summer, that's a good summer.
Sure. Yeah. But everything. And it's funny. When my wife moved here, when we got married and she moved here from New York, she didn't know much. Now she loves a meat and 3. Like, actually, she just goes and gets 4 vegetables sometimes.
You can do that.
Yeah, sure. Of course you can.
So we don't like to part with stuff while people are in the room, but there's a conversation I want to have with you that we asked Senator Blake Tillery about, and he was like, "Oh, I don't want to get anywhere near it."
Oh, yes, I know. And that was
the governor's
race. Matter of fact, let's make that the first thing to know this morning.
Way out west, there's a show, the Morning Xtra,
So we got into a conversation about the governor's race.
The off-air, dude, if y'all heard it,
it's
the ratings would quadruple.
And there's those times where people are just like, I'd rather not get into that, And I try to be respectful, and Ben tries to be respectful.
Yeah, of course, it's about him.
Yeah, sure. And he was like, I don't want to take the attention off because it's important for me to tell people who I am as a state senator, a guy grew up in Vidalia, and then a guy that is running for lieutenant governor. And like you said, there's like 45 people, and he's done really well. But people here don't know who he is.
Correct.
They don't have any idea.
And none of us are wrong for that.
No, of course, because he's in Vidalia. And when he came in, and we have so much in common, we were talking about all those things.
Super nice guy.
Super nice guy. And I love the fact that he's very forward with his faith, because I try to be that way too. He's very into fostering, and I think that's so important. Adoption and fostering is so very important. And I love the fact that he's he's a foster parent.
That is a selfless act,
and the good book talks about it.
My youngest is adopted, and I will,
which I commend too, man. That's amazing.
I always feel like, dude, if that was your real life, you wouldn't commend me for nothing, because that was very difficult.
No, of course, but to take on a human being for the rest of their life
he's my favorite person in the world now.
I know, and that's
pain in the ass is biggest pain in the ass is the 2 biological kids.
Exactly right, but I love it, and my parents have adopted. My parents adopted my cousin, and she's 26 now, special needs, and I love her to death. And I think when people put their money where their mouth is, that's when I think they're a real person. That's the way I make judgments about people. I know the good book says you're not supposed to judge people, but I'm a broken sinner. That's just like the good book says also. But let me tell you, when people adopt and foster, I have a new level of respect for them. And Blake Tillery like that. You're like that. My parents like that.
That's a whole different deal, dude.
Dude, I know.
That is SEC football on Saturday.
Yeah.
When you coming from a high school game where everybody got to play and it was a non-cut sport.
Yeah.
It's a whole different level of pressure.
No, it is. Absolutely right.
It's not anymore. I love it now.
No, of course, but
it took a hell of a long time.
Everybody says the exact same thing. Some of the early stages are tough, are really hard. And inviting that, knowing that.
And still is some days.
I'm sure. Absolutely. And the questions that I would imagine pop up.
Can I tell you what was really funny? This is actually like to draw it back to what the listeners will love.
Yeah, before we get back to what the conversation we had with Blake off the air, Blake Tillery, who was just joining us.
My baby James, he's in school now, so I can say this because he's not listening. He's very Asian people.
You adopted him from China. So
we adopted him from China.
Yeah.
But if you put them in the sun, they tan more than anybody else racial-wise.
Yeah.
So it's very deceptive because it's not a cultural thing where they avoid the sun if they can.
Okay.
So he had to do a standardized test, and he said, we were talking last night at dinner, he's like, hey, I know I'm Asian, but I'm darker than the black person. So can I be Asian and black?
Can I be? I love it.
I was like, oh, you got to handle this one because I would say yes. And that's
I love it.
And he just with a straight face was like, I'm darker than the black person.
It's so funny that, but children are so innocent because there's
no PC.
No, well, because they don't know. They're just telling what they see. And
hilarious.
And the innocence of children is my favorite thing in the world. I just think they're the best. And Lord, you're lucky to
What was the
have-
hardest part about adopting if people were thinking about it?
It's a very financially intensive thing to be 30s, but the adjustment on your life, and it's not a child's fault at all because they've really had caretakers in an orphanage per se, but they have to learn how to be loved. And that's so sad.
No, it is, of course.
Because any biological child has been on the boob since day one. Right. And you love them like that. And you wake up with them and you feed them and whatever. And him figuring out how to not be okay was really hard on everybody.
Wow.
And he was stubborn as a damn mule about it, too.
I love it.
Because but it was, that's hard to answer. I'd tell anybody if they were really serious, call me. I'd tell anybody about it. But there's so much of that I'd keep for my family.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because it's important. It's sweet. It's perfect. It's imperfectly perfect.
Yes,
imperfectly perfect, which I think most of life is, and I think that's what makes life great. And man, I nothing but love and appreciation for you and Blake and my parents and people who have done that. So many dear friends.
But foster care is a whole different thing.
No,
man.
I know.
That's
well, because I've seen
that guy's a hero.
Just like Blake was talking about, he said one of the kids that he was fostering, he and his wife were fostering down in Vidalia. One will always be with them, teenager now, been there, for years, and he said that child will always be there. But one has been gone back to their
birth
family,
parents, yeah.
right? Which is the goal, right?
It is
It's
the goal.
But it's hard.
But nobody winds up in foster care for good reasons.
Of course, right? And there's so many layers to that onion that I don't think many people think about.
And I don't even I know more than 99% of America, and I'm not sure I know.
A friend of ours. They went through the worst experience. They had this one child because they had fostered a bunch, and they've actually pulled back after this devastating.
I get it.
They were going to adopt the foster child. The family decided, and they were in jail, and it was awful. And they wanted the child back, so they had to give it up legally. And then it got sent back to them, and they were trying to adopt. And then they were accused of all kinds of the worst things that you could possibly imagine just to prevent the adoption from happening. And I've never seen a finer Christian family be put through the ringer like this family that we go to church with were. And, dude, it was awful. It was awful. So those things are tough on every level. They're tough on the kid. They're tough on the biological family. They're tough on the foster family. There's a lot of layers to it. But applaud and admire the folks that are willing to do it, like Blake Tillery, who joined us, state senator and running for lieutenant governor.
That guy's got more hours in the day than me and you, apparently.
Dude, and as a workaholic, he says, when you're talking about zigzagging, going from Lafayette to Dawsonville to St. Mary's to
back to Atlanta,
back
to
to
being
Atlanta.
in session, to home where my family is.
Writing the budget.
Yeah.
And being part of the budget process here in the state of Georgia, and then back to Vidalia.
High achiever.
And then his family's on vacation. His wife and kids are, down on vacation, he said, and he's missing all of that.
Yeah, but in fairness, this is a good week to be a politician seeking elected office if the alternative is Disney World.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
You put my ass on the bus and send me anywhere you want to go, and I don't care how bad these people don't like me, it's still a better day
than
going
Disney
to
World.
Mickey Mouse.
Dude, I am with you. And
I go both ways.
Yeah. And people that are obsessed with Disney, I'll never understand. No. I don't get it. I don't think less of them, but I don't get the obsession.
That's fine. I think less of them. My brother's one.
Maybe I'm trying to be nice.
What? Y'all need a hobby, like a real one.
Yeah, like every vacation's to Disney World.
Your daughter is 11 now. This is over.
Thank you. Yeah, my son didn't care for it the first time we went. We went back one more time, and he was like, "Dad, I never want to go there again." I was like, "Good." Yeah, let's don't go. Matter of fact, when he was playing baseball down in Orlando at ESPN's Wide World of Sports, all the families went to amusement parks and specifically Disney.
He's like, "Can we go to the pool?"
No, he wanted to go see a baseball game. We drove down to Tampa. We went down there and saw the Rays versus the Angels. So that's what we did.
How about that governor's race, Tug?
I'm fascinated by it. I'm interested in it. The splash that Rick Jackson made with the Judas commercial out of the gate is obviously getting a lot of attention. The fact that he has got a whole lot of money is getting a lot of people's attention. But if I were to say what I expect to happen, it's really kind of a race between Burt Jones and Rick Jackson.
I agree. And another one of these off-the-record things that we can't, in full disclosure, if you come on the show, we will share all the video and audio with you. And I said, hey, Blake, you want me to have this sent over to Jade, who was his communications person? He said, well, I would say yes, but Rick Jackson bought her for $250,000.
And he was like, I tried to put the hard press on her. I understand $250,000 is probably quite a jump in salary. But he said it's because their campaign is doing so well. Rick came in and cherry-picked and got the campaign manager, Jade. So we will send him all the things that we did. But
it's not going to be to her.
It's not going to be to her because she's got a new gig. So I don't know that that Rick is getting Blake Tillery's vote for that reason alone.
I think it's interesting.
He came off as a Burt Jones guy to me, if you're asking me.
Oh, he's publicly said.
Okay, see, I didn't know that.
No. In the long list of endorsements that Burt had from a long time ago, he's like, yeah, I'm with him. He's like, but I don't want to get into that.
Right, yeah.
And I get it.
Yeah, me too.
That's your profile.
Yeah, sure, yeah. But it's funny, now that Rick has cherry-picked his campaign manager, he smiled. He didn't give us anything but a smile. Like, dude, how pissed were you about that? And he just smiled.
And I think that's where the race is. I think the grassroots, I think the people on this station probably are
Burt Jones
folks.
But let me tell you, there are plenty of people that are really interested in Rick Jackson. Definitely.
It's impossible to not be.
Yeah.
He was the largest private business owner in the city. I sat on the city council for 4 years.
I have been told that a lot of that money was made during COVID.
There's no getting around the fact that they made a lot of money during COVID.
Yeah.
But there's also
a lot of money, more than most people can even fathom.
But that's easy to say that. And it's not on my show. I'm a Burt Jones guy.
Yeah, sure.
But they were really successful long before that.
But to be able to start putting a whole bunch of money in your pocket during COVID, I don't know that that's a great look because people feel like COVID was such a scam and a sham, and we see all the money that was spent at the federal level. Holy cow, at the federal level.
Oh, and they spent plenty of it with them, with Jackson Healthcare.
Exactly, that's my point.
Staffing nurses and doctors in hospitals.
But now looking back when we're like, well, it was a cold.
It wasn't at first. It was killing people, and there were morgues that were full. I mean, my wife went to New York City to work at Beth Israel Hospital, and she was like, it's full.
Yeah.
And they die all the time.
No, I know. And if you look at the age of people.
She went with Samaritan's Purse, though. She should have gone with Jackson Healthcare.
Probably so. Probably made more. But ultimately, it was a cold. It didn't affect. It was just on the upper end of life. 70 plus, that's who struggled with the most. That's who we should have focused on. And yet we didn't. We acted like kids and pro athletes were going to get it and die from it. And that was not the case. They told us that. They lied to us about that.
They did, but I don't put that at Rick Jackson's feet.
No, I don't. But when you make a whole
was it a massive overreaction with the totality of the planet? For sure.
And authoritarian in its roots, it felt like.
It was the first time in over 100 years where 2020 was the first time the life expectancy globally dropped per capita. So,
and like I said, I don't blame Rick at all. I'm just saying, when I learned that, and you're like, man.
The sole sourced contract with the state of Georgia is one I would want to know about.
Say it again?
The sole sourced contract that I'm sure will come out, because I remember Kemp just do it. It was a state of emergency.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. So anyway, if you have interest in either, I would love to know what you think listening. At 404-741-1230, at Extra 1063 across the social media platforms, or even on the YouTube chat this morning. What do you think about the governor's race? Is there concerns? Is there, who are you cheering for? I want to know. I would love to get a pulse of the listeners here. I'm like, man, I tend to think it's Burt Jones, but I'm not positive that Rick Jackson hasn't swayed a few people. I'm just interested. if you're willing to share. 8 o'clock hour is brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts. 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com is the website. Kelly Loeffler will join us next. She's joining President Trump in Rome today. She's going to give you the insight on what will happen, what they'll talk about, what he might say, and the things that he'll focus on. So an insider's look from someone who will be there next on the Morning Extra.
Listen to the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, Neil Bortz, and all your favorite Extra 106.3 personalities whenever you want with the all-new Extra app. It's anytime show replays, all your favorite podcasts, and the latest political news from across Georgia. Download the Extra 106.3 app now for Apple or Android.
Immaculately designed and manicured backyards can significantly enhance your property's value and visual appeal. And by adding a customized, professionally designed and installed artificial putting green from ATL Turf Co., it'll take your home to the next level. ATL Turf Co.'s custom greens are designed to replicate tournament-level green conditions with realistic ball bounce, roll, and speed, and has a stimp meter of 10 to 12.5. So maybe it's time to consider artificial turf.
Hey, this is John Flading from ATL Turf Co. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
Matt, where does confidence actually come from?
Well, Brooke, most people think it's about faking it or achieving more. But real confidence starts with something simpler, self-awareness.
So how do you know if you're self-aware? And more importantly, how do you increase it?
That's where our image process comes in at howpeopleseeyou.com.
Is that the same process made famous by casting director Sam Christensen from MASH?
Yeah, and today it's helping corporate professionals show up with clarity and authenticity because confidence starts when who you are matches how you're seen. Learn more at howpeopleseeyou.com and sign up for a free preview event. That's howpeopleseeyou.com.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. It's 2026 and it's going to be a great year. So let's start the year off with a quiz. So what's the difference in a criminal and a socialist Democrat? Well, a criminal wants to steal your stuff, but a socialist Democrat wants to steal your freedom. So let's talk about safes. The Atlanta Safe House has the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. Brands like Browning, Champion, and Fort Knox. With over 500 safes in stock, we are the place to buy a safe. So come by the showroom or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Ready to sell your home fast and for top dollar? Trust Design to Sell. Staging and interior design experts recognized as one of the top 10 staging companies in the nation. From stylish redesigns to full-service staging, Design to Sell creates spaces buyers fall in love with. Faster sales, better offers. That's the power of great design. Call 678-505-1433 or visit homedesign2sell.com and ask for the special.
The wait is over. The Atlanta Braves 2026 gate giveaways are here, and this season is loaded with must-have items. Fans can expect incredible giveaway series, including the legendary alumni collection, featuring some of your favorite Braves greats, and the crossover jersey collection, bringing Braves style to basketball, football, hockey, and soccer jerseys. And that's not all. The giveaways keep coming with some brand new favorites, like the Bobble Card series, part bobblehead, part baseball card, plus a Hawaiian shirt, a cowboy hat, and so much more. And you know we can't forget about the kids. Every Sunday home game features a Kids Gate giveaway with special items like sunglasses, just like the players wear, mini Michael Harris II and Drake Baldwin bobbleheads, and the crossover sports jerseys come in kids sizes too. Check out the full giveaway schedule and grab your tickets now at braves.com/promos. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country.
Hi, it's Los, here with Tom Mitchell, the Honest Car Guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
We found a better way for customers to buy a car. An honest way, a very transparent way. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee. We even prove it to you by giving you a copy of the bill of sale at the end of the deal. The Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or honestcarguy.com.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
It's Thursday, February 19th, and here are your headlines. The Georgia House has passed a bill aimed at keeping data center energy costs off utility customers' bills, requiring new contracts to ensure data centers cover construction and demand-related costs instead of passing them on to residential and retail electricity users. The measure, backed overwhelmingly and now headed to the state Senate, targets growth in more than 100 data centers around the state. The Atlanta-based Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has a new acting director, with National Institutes of Health Director Jay Bhattacharya stepping in to lead the agency temporarily while the White House searches for a permanent appointee. He will maintain his role at NIH as he oversees the CDC amid ongoing leadership turnover and pending Senate confirmation of a future director. And finally, hundreds are expected to honor Lincoln Riley this weekend at a Run for Your Life 5K in Athens, an event celebrating the young woman's life and raising awareness about safety after her tragic death last year. Family members, friends, and community supporters will gather to remember Riley and support efforts to prevent similar incidents. Today's weather is mostly cloudy with a high of 75 and a low of 65. With your Extra 106.3 headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. Got Ben Burnett in for Front Office Los. Los is down in New Orleans with his daughters playing volleyball, big times, and great to have Ben with us this morning, and welcoming Kelly Loeffler to the show this morning. How are you, ma'am?
Good morning, Todd. Great to be with y'all.
Yes, ma'am. It is. It's a big day for the state of Georgia with the president coming to town, and it's my understanding that you're going to be there with him.
Well, it's always an exciting day when President Trump comes to Georgia. I love being back in Georgia, and we're going to be visiting a couple small businesses, and I'm excited for him to see the impact that his amazing agenda has had on our state and on a local manufacturer that is benefiting from so many of the policies that we've been working on in Washington.
Yes, ma'am. And you know, I expected affordability because that's the buzzword. That's every news network's talking about. Will be kind of top of mind on top of the small businesses and the investment in, you know, the United States from Japanese, the Japanese and people in Japan. And not only that, but affordability. Those will probably be the topics, yeah?
Absolutely. Look, working families have been crushed under Bidenomics, the 4 years following COVID. I mean, Americans went through a tough time. Bidenomics made it worse. President Trump is fixing it, and you see the policies working, whether it's drill, baby, drill. We're getting gas prices down. We're dealing with drug prices. President Trump's Trump RX is going to cut hundreds of drug prices. By the time he's finished with it, he's cutting government spending, which drove massive inflation for consumers when they went to the grocery store or trying to buy their kids their sports equipment for school. And then you've got fair trade. And to top it all off, you've got the one big beautiful bill that cut Social Security taxes for seniors, no tax on tips and overtime, expanded the child tax credit. I mean, the list of wins goes on, and it all leads to affordability. That's what this is about, is getting this back under control and then growing wages, because we need to make sure that the trend that President Trump started his first year in office, families took home finally more in wage increases than they lost in inflation increases for 4 years under Biden, which was thousands of dollars every year. That's the ditch we're trying to dig out of.
Administrator Loeffler of the Small Business Administration is our guest on Extra 106.3. I would like to ask you about, specific to what excites you about what's going on with the SBA, and what are some of your big ideas coming up throughout the next year or two?
Well, small business, as President Trump says, is big business. In this state, in the state of Georgia, 99% of all of our business meet the small business definition. They create 2 out of every 3 new jobs. I just spent the last year on a national manufacturing tour, and we're going to be at a manufacturer today at Coosa Steel in Rome, Georgia, that has benefited from all these policies. And I see it when I go from Main Street to Main Street, tax cuts, 100% expensing for investing in factories. It allows them to not only invest and build, but to hire more people, to give them good benefits. Small business optimism is above its 52-year average now that President Trump's back in office. So Main Street's growing and investing. And we just have to get the word out, because the media will not cover this. They will not cover, the mainstream media, I should say, the positive economic agenda that the president's bringing to bear. There's more work to do. There's no question it takes years to dig out, but small business optimism speaks volumes to their commitment to growing and investing.
Ma'am, I was just reading in the Wall Street Journal that so many companies are comfortable right now with President Trump and the direction that he's heading in, that they're willing to actually invest in their own businesses again. Those capital expenditures that they were putting off, they feel like that Donald Trump and President Trump and his administration have got them in a position where they're willing to invest in themselves too. And I think that's as valuable as anything.
It's really important because, again, it gets back to job creation for working families. Small businesses are the job creation engine of America, and small businesses with the working family tax cuts, they now have permanent tax rates of 20% pass-through deduction. They have 100% expensing. And with President Trump's deregulatory agenda, it's a complete reversal of what happened under the Biden administration with massive Green New Deal requirements that drove up the cost of housing, of running a small business, of building any manufacturing in this country. So there's so many positive tailwinds thanks to the Trump agenda. That's what we're out talking about, and small businesses know it. And like you say, they're investing.
Well, I own one, and I will tell you as a one-man shop, the tax code in this country has never been more favorable to people who want to own and operate their own small business than it is right now. I just bought a vehicle last week. I am excited about where I'm going, but I want to ask you a question that I think people want to know. How are the cabinet meetings? Like, what are we missing? Like, we want the dirt.
When the cameras go off, because we get to see some of it, but when the cameras are off.
It looks like y'all have fun.
Well, it's incredibly humbling to be part of what is one of the best, if not the best, cabinets in American history. We get along well. We work together. We share opportunities with each other. We bring people in. Some of our best trips for SBA has been partnering with EPA or USDA and Veterans Affairs. One of my first MOUs was Doug Collins of Georgia, and working for our veterans. And the president is an incredible, inspiring leader. He makes us all work. We're all very hardworking people, but he makes us want to go that much further. And the president has a great sense of humor, but a great sense of responsibility for the American people. And we leave those meetings charged up, ready to go, unified. And that's how we've been able to get so much done, including at SBA. I should mention where we set an all-time record for small business lending in the agency's 72-year history. So this is about getting real results for the American people.
Our guest is Kelly Loeffler here on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3 Tug and Los up until 10. I love, and this is probably not something that you expected to talk about this morning, but since we brought up the cabinet, the speech that Marco Rubio gave at the security, that was Reagan-esque. I mean, I was so impressed by that, and I hear that, and you can verify this, I hear that he knows what he's going to speak about, but he doesn't even use notes. Is that correct?
Well, look, Secretary of State Rubio, a former colleague of mine in the Senate, is incredibly talented, gifted, but he's resolute in standing for what this administration is about. And I think Vice President Vance laid the groundwork really well last year at Munich and put Europe on notice that Western civilization is at risk if they aren't strong. And I think Marco went and closed the deal on that. So it was a beautiful thing. I actually went back and listened to Vice President Vance's speech after I heard Secretary of State Rubio's. And this combination shows that America is leading on a world stage. And we aren't going to we're not going to be apologetic. We're not going to mince words. And we're not going to manage our decline.
Well, since you brought up J.D. Vance, Vice President Vance, because, last year, he put the gloves on him. And this year, Marco Rubio comes out and he's eloquent. It's a little bit of both. It's like you don't know which way they're coming for you. You got to watch out. You might get punched in the mouth, or you might be talked to like, hey, you better pay attention to this. I'm speaking about history. And that's the combination of those two. They're incredible.
It's a beautiful thing, and it's deadly serious. I mean, look what's going on in Ukraine. If we'd had a strong America, that probably wouldn't have been happening. So it's a warning shot over to the EU that continued refusal to uphold your responsibilities is going to result in more disaster.
Tug and I talk about this offline pretty regularly, but I can't figure out why the media doesn't portray the economy in this country fairly. Because I would argue that even though after 2020 it got a little bit more expensive to do the things we do on a daily basis, it's hard to look around and feel like we're not living in really great days in this country. And I don't know why that message doesn't come across everywhere.
Well, first of all, let me say there are people who are struggling, and we know that. And that is in no small part due to Biden inflation, where the rampant spending, they passed trillions of dollars of so-called COVID bills after COVID was over. And it turns out a lot of them were Green New Deal bills. So what we're trying to do is undo all the damage of the Biden administration, but the media narrative will never cover the positive, like 133,000 jobs in January blew away expectations. Inflation blew away expectations. GDP's been the mainstream media wants Americans to think that the sky is falling. They panicked about tariffs. It had minimal to positive impact. They panicked about the tax cuts, saying the country was going to go broke. We've now cut the deficit and the debt. Or not the debt, we've cut the deficit. And what we're seeing is the media turns every opportunity for a good story into a bad one. And as they always say, if the president cured cancer, they'd say, why didn't he do it sooner?
100% correct. TDS is real, and I wish it wasn't, but it is. Our guest is Kelly Loeffler, and, of course, the 28th administrator of the Small Business Administration in the Trump White House. What can we expect out of today as far as what President Trump will talk about? I know small business. Do you expect at any point, because you're involved with Greater Georgia and voting is an issue that is on the minds of Georgians, that will be a topic too, because of obviously the chaos that happened in Fulton County and in many other counties across the state?
Well, election integrity is a key issue, and given my involvement in the administration, I can't be involved in outside efforts, but was the proud founder of that amazing organization.
Yes,
I will say election integrity is front and center for the president, and from what I see, it looks like the Senate may take up an important measure to include voter ID to vote. I mean, what a concept. I mean, we need it. You need a voter ID to get into a Democratic rally for John Ossoff.
Yes, John Ossoff. Yes.
Yeah, so why not? And most Americans, 80-90% of Americans think voter ID is a rational ask. And this is big because when people trust in elections, they will turn out and vote. And that's what we want. We just want more participation. Look, only about 57% of the country votes in any given election. So I think there's a huge upside. Elections are better when turnout's better. The results reflect the will of the people. And election integrity, we can never rest on it. And there's so much more to do. It's exciting to see Fulton County is finally being looked at after 6 long years. It's been a problem for decades. Everyone's known it. And I'm excited to get to the bottom of what's going on.
Final question is one that you probably haven't had asked by a Georgia talk show in a while. But how does it feel to have your first national championship in basketball? I mean, football. I messed that up.
Yeah. But
you got a bunch of them in basketball.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, I think the biggest thing we have to get back to in any sports is bringing people back together in sports. I was a long-time sports team owner. I think the power of sports is exciting, and we're all watching the Olympics right now. My mind's on the Olympics because I'm going there this weekend to represent the administration at the closing ceremony, and I'm a huge football fan, so excited to see maybe some football players today actually up in Rome.
Oh, wow. That'll be cool. Maybe some surprise guests that we don't know about.
You should have spiked the football there, Kelly. You missed that one. That was a real good opportunity to be like, go Hoosiers.
That's right. After Georgia was out, Ms. Loeffler, after Georgia was out, I was cheering for Indiana.
We were in.
I'm from Illinois, so I'm trying to be diplomatic because I'm a huge Bulldogs fan, and my father-in-law went to Indiana.
That's right, exactly. So we knew the connection.
I have to give a little. grace.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely. No, I was proud for Indiana. I mean, if Georgia ain't going to win, that's a great story. And look, only one team can win. I'm always cheering for Georgia 100% of the time. There's never a day that I won't be. But when my team is out, I want a good story, and I do believe that Indiana gave the nation a good story. And you know, with the quarterback being such a great kid and winning the Heisman, I mean, there's just everything fell into place, and it doesn't usually happen that way.
And enjoy the Olympics.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm really honored to be going, and it's been interesting to watch. I don't know. My husband and I started watching curling for some reason.
Yes, well, that's the only thing that's on. I don't know if you noticed. I feel like curling has been on every day and will be every day for the rest of the time that the Olympics.
Kelly, we need to start that as your next team. The curling team.
Yeah, can we get an Atlanta, maybe a Georgia curling team? I mean, look, as a guy that's not the most athletic, but I love sports, I feel like I could compete there.
Well, I feel like they should start using Georgia granite for the curling stones.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
not just Scottish granite.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, that's a project we could work on.
Exactly right.
You probably know the right people.
Yeah, maybe we'll see if we can figure this out. Come on.
Made in America.
That's right.
That's what we're about.
Yes, ma'am. Have a great day today in Rome, and we appreciate you taking the time for us. I know you're busy, and the fact that you're willing to come on and talk to our audience about the things the administration is doing and what they can expect out of the president's visit to Rome today is much appreciated. Thank you and continued success.
Thank you all so much.
Yes, ma'am. Just a sweet lady, Kelly Loeffler, the 28th administrator of the Small Business Administration under Donald Trump, talking about the visit to Rome today. When we continue on Extra 106.3, the Dems are going to lose more governorships. By the numbers. Next on Extra 106.3.
Extra 106.3 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Thursday, February 19th. The United States men's hockey team defeated Sweden 2-1 in overtime yesterday, thanks to a winner by Quinn Hughes, advancing the United States to the semifinal round where they will face Slovakia on Friday. And the U.S. women's team is in action today against Canada, chasing a gold medal for the 5th consecutive Olympic Games. The MLB announced yesterday that Bruce Meyer has been unanimously elected as the next executive director of the MLB Players Association. The announcement comes days after former executive director Tony Clark resigned due to an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law. And locally, the Atlanta Hawks are back in action tonight, taking on the Philadelphia 76ers in Philly. The Hawks will still be without newly signed forward Jonathan Kuminga, who will be out at least for the next week. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. With your sports headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
For more local sports, head over to The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM. And for the latest political news and talk, stick with Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Hello.
Hey, is this Mike Fitzgerald?
No, I think you have the wrong number. Wish I could help you.
Well, you could if you were Mike Fitzgerald.
Who is Mike Fitzgerald?
Mike Fitzgerald is the only realtor I'll talk to because he can sell my house fast for a great price and even in this market.
Yeah, I'm definitely not Mike Fitzgerald.
Oh, I figured that out because Mike Fitzgerald would have sold my house already.
Need to sell your home? You need Mike Fitzgerald from the Harry Norman Realtors team. Exclusive Georgia members of Forbes Global Properties. Learn more at MikeFitzgeraldRealty.com. That's where you'll find Mike Fitzgerald.
You and your buddy. You've been through a lot with each other. The ups and the downs. He's been with you every morning, noon, and night. You've traveled the world together. Heck, he was even with you on your first big date. But have you noticed he's struggling lately? Not performing on the job. He can't even stand up straight anymore. He's wanting to cry out for help, but just doesn't know how. He needs Dr. Dio and Total Body Therapy of Georgia. They can give him the gift of good posture this year, help him stand proud and become all he was meant to be. Now, take him by the hand, look him in the eye and say, I appreciate you, little fella, and we're going to get you some help. We're going to call 404-777-1911. We're going to visit stopmyed.com. We are going to say goodbye to erectile dysfunction forever. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. It's a hard conversation to have, but it's one worth having. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Online at stopmyed.com.
There's never been a better time to fall in love with Subaru. Now through March 31st, get award-winning vehicles and exceptional offers from a brand you trust during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Gwinnett. Explore the full lineup of hybrid, electric, gas, and wilderness vehicles, including the 2026 Subaru Forester and the all-new 2026 Subaru Outback. Every Subaru is made with love and built to last, with dependability and value coming standard. Whether you're looking to match your adventurous spirit with the 2026 Subaru Outback or land on the reliability of the 2026 Subaru Forester, Subaru of Gwinnett has the perfect fit for your family. You'll love exploring in the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. And the 2026 Subaru Legacy is what happens when we put the best of Subaru into a sedan. Plus, every Subaru model comes equipped with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. There's a lot to discover and a lot to love at Subaru of Gwinnett. Come in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth or start shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Is your entire home winter ready? Every entry point? Cold air is invading your home through your windows, entry doors, and your biggest entry point, your garage door. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. Keep that cold air out of your home and save on your heating bills with energy-efficient windows, entry doors, and garage doors from All Four Seasons. We're proud to be celebrating a quarter century of quality work and customer care. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
I'm Michelle Stovall, and our company has been family-owned and operated for 75 years. Check us out at StovallINC.com, or better yet, stop by our newly opened 11th store at 9500 Union Hill Road in Canton. At Stovall, we supply you with all your landscaping project needs, completely hassle-free down to delivery. Been dreaming of an outdoor kitchen, fireplace, or other custom paver project? We partner with Keystone Hardscapes for all your beautiful high-end concrete needs. We look forward to making your landscape dreams come true. Stovall has it all.
Are you paying too much in taxes? Most people are, and they don't even realize it. Hi, I'm David Nicholas, president of Nicholas Wealth Management. Every year, hardworking individuals and business owners send more money to the IRS than they legally have to. I hate to see it. Not because they did anything wrong, but because the tax code is complex. It's always changing, and it's full of opportunities most people never hear about. So here's the real question. Could you be paying less in taxes? With the right strategy, many people can. Through smarter planning, overlooked deductions, and better retirement and income decisions, you can win in retirement. That's why we're offering a complimentary tax analysis. No cost, no obligation, just a clear look at where you may be overpaying and what you can do about it. Stop guessing, get answers. Call Nicholas Wealth Management 678-990-8500, 678-990-8500, or visit nicholaswealth.com.
Nicholas Wealth Management is an independent financial services firm. This is for informational purposes only and is not specific investment advice.
Georgia politicians, if you want to win your election, the path to victory runs through Extra 1063. Extra listeners are some of the most engaged, active in their communities, and outspoken on their beliefs, especially when it comes time to vote. Tell the candidate you're voting for that if they want to win, the path to victory runs through Extra 1063 FM. Just email sales at extra1063.com to get involved. That's sales at xtra1063.com.
There is big discussion about the midterms, and I think there's some people that are concerned about what's going to happen in the midterms, and it's understandable. Historically, things go and swing the opposite direction of whoever's in the White House.
It's coming.
Yeah, and Ben's convinced it's coming. I'm hopeful that it's not, because I would like to put some faith in the American people to realize that if you vote the other way or you just stay home, that the borders are coming back open. Like the weaponization of the DOJ is going. We're going right back to where we were 2 years ago. And so that's why it's so important. But I understand why you say it. I understand, and it makes sense to me. I'm hopeful that it doesn't.
You look at the people in the House of Representatives. What's the margin now that the Republicans lead by?
Like
one, 2 point half of the over-under's 0.5?
Yeah, exactly.
Which gives them no margin. But it's very rare for a sitting administration to see their House of Representatives majority dwindle down, and it wasn't huge to begin with,
right,
to 1, and you're not to the midterms.
Yeah, you're not even there yet.
You can love or hate Marjorie Taylor Greene. She got turned on, and she was like, I'm not signing. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
So she clocked her 5 years in one day and took her pension and went home.
Yeah, exactly. And
she was in it, but she was in it for you, Northwest Georgia.
But maybe was she? Maybe could be. I don't know. That's the thing. There's a lot of mystery in all that.
There's no mystery at all.
Well, then explain it.
The guy that she hung her hat on turned on her, and maybe they were good reasons or bad reasons.
Yeah, well, he told her, hey, you're not going to get elected. as a governor. You're not going to get elected as a.
Oh, I agree with that.
As a senator. You're just not. So,
and here's the polling data. They went to her with polling.
So when you say he turned on her, or did he just say, "Here's the truth"? I think it's all about the presentation.
I'm saying that after that, when she got disgruntled, it would have been very easy to diffuse the situation. It was like, if you want to go here, you're going to hate this.
Yeah.
And she doubled and tripled and quadrupled down and became somebody that I actually knew her to be before she was in elected office as a normal, sane, rational woman.
Yeah.
And it turns out that the loyalty, I don't think I haven't sat here and told Burt Jones the same thing. The loyalty with that dude is a one-way street. It just is.
But if you're being honest with someone, if you're telling them they're not going to win and that's what pisses you off, if that's what makes you go,
she felt like he owed her, but
if you're going to lose, what does he owe you?
I agree with that, but I think she was in the mindset of, well, it doesn't matter if I'm going to lose. I've been such a good foot soldier to you, and that's
insanity.
She picked that fight.
That's insane, and I don't know how you lay that at Trump's feet.
No. I'm just saying. When she started to get the knives out, he was like, I'll show you the knives.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That was at his feet. Because he could have been like, stop. Yeah. Like, we can still do a lot.
I'm sure he did. How do you know he didn't do that?
I don't know that he's got a real long leash with anybody.
No, I agree with that, too. No, that is something I agree with him.
Just because Burt Jones didn't have the profile of Marjorie Taylor Greene nationwide didn't mean that he wasn't more loyal. Like, he was the first guy to support Donald Trump in 2016 or 15.
Yeah.
And, like, on one hand, I think if the Democrats nominate Keisha Lance Bottoms, which I believe they will do.
Please do.
It won't matter who the Republican is.
No, it's not going to matter. Because nobody's voting.
Because they'll show Atlanta on fire.
Yes. And the only thing she's got is y'all go home. That's it.
It will be. There are guys, like if Chris Carr, who probably will not win it unless something very unforeseen happens.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I think he's probably the guy who would outperform her the best, but he can't win the primary. He doesn't have any money.
Right.
He doesn't. I won't say he doesn't have any money. He doesn's have the kind of money you have to beat Rick Jackson.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, interesting.
But even Bert's going to beat Keisha Lance Bottoms.
Of course. Yes. But I think anybody, like you said, would beat her.
But I'm worried. If it was somebody else, I think the Republicans could have a harder time statewide, which is such a mistake for the Democrats to make, and we're going to let them make it.
Yeah, absolutely. Do not signal them. Don't let them know.
Don't let them know.
Let them walk right into the pitfall.
They don't. They have a playbook, and sometimes I think that it's like, well, this is what we're going to do because this is who we collectively are. I mean, you saw it with Kamala Harris getting, just the coronation ceremony.
I think that was Joe Biden throwing her under the bus knowing that she couldn't win.
It was a really... Do you think that was her that really set the coup up? I don't think it was her. I think it was a culmination of a bunch of stuff that just unraveled.
Yeah, sure. And they were like the next...
Well, here she is.
And then Joe was the first person. Once they kicked him out, Joe was the first person to say, Kamala's it, because he knew she couldn't win.
Yeah.
And not Joe, because Joe didn't know anything, but Joe's family.
Oh, he knew that.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, and his family knew it too, right? Yeah. I mean, Mrs. Biden knew it. Hunter Biden knew it. The whole family. They're like, walk out.
Send her out there.
And walk out and say Kamala's the person to do it because we all know she will fail. That's exactly why they did it. That's exactly why they did it.
That was, there's just more to it than just trotting out a person of color and a female.
No,
there's more to it.
No, there is. Because
they have candidates who could easily win in Georgia. Jeff Duncan would win if they were smart enough to get him over the line as a guy who appeals to people in the suburbs and has enough relationships around. He would give anybody real problems. He can't win.
No, he can't. I agree.
But
because of his extreme switches on his social beliefs.
Yeah, there's still plenty of people in Forsyth County who'd be like, I know Jeff. He's my neighbor. He's a good dude.
I know plenty of people who are like, I know Jeff, and wow, I can't believe what Jeff did.
Oh, I know more of them.
That's blood red for Forsyth County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's it's
But
going
there's
to be
better
fun to watch
candidates.
them be who. Yeah, there's way better
candidates than Keisha Lance Bottoms for
Lord.
governor of the state of Georgia, the Democrat Party. But thankfully, they're not going to use any of them, so that's good news for
They're
us.
brainless.
And as a matter of fact, we don't got time to get to the audio, but Harry Eaton says on CNN, get ready, the Democrats are going to lose even more governorships.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Well, yeah, look.
We may get to it.
It
could be fun.
Maybe next hour we'll get a chance to jump into that a little more.
Over the top.
A great partnership combining cars and football. Next on the Morning Extra and Extra 106.3, 8 o'clock hour, brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
We started a trip in the Bortz bus yesterday. With the trip odometer at 666 miles, we said, what the hell, we're going to go anyway. But instead of griping about aggressive pickup truck drivers, idiots that don't know how to merge onto an expressway, and people who don't have turn signals on their cars, I thought I'd share some government outrages with you. Let's see if I can squeeze these in. Florida Congressman Randy Fine, Republican, responding to Muslims in New York City that don't like dogs. Want something done about those dogs. They're unclean. So Congressman Fine said, look, I'd rather have the dogs than the Muslims. Now everybody wants his resignation, but not me. I agree with him wholeheartedly. Give me a room of golden retrievers over a mosque full of Muslims any day. There. I said it. Next, a flight from a major airline was delayed over the last few days because it was missing a no smoking sticker in one of the aisles. A passenger reports that we boarded. The captain just came out to tell us that an hour ago they discovered that row 18 didn't have a no smoking sticker, so the plane will have to stay on the ground until the mechanics can print a new conforming sticker and the plane can leave. It was not legally allowed to fly without the sticker. That is the nature of government regulations. I experienced it once when my cigarette lighter wouldn't work on my Mooney. I don't smoke. It doesn't matter. I couldn't fly if the cigarette lighter wasn't working. I flew anyway. And Fine, one of Mondami's goons in New York City, is suggesting that they make it illegal for a business to leave New York City for whatever reason. Higher taxes, for instance. Now, excuse me, but making it illegal to leave? Isn't that what the Germans in East Germany did and then erected the Berlin Wall? Must be sweet to Mondami. Okay, Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3. Have a wonderful day.
Extra 106.3 is focused on the issues that matter most to you. Inflation, housing costs, healthcare, and taxes all shape the political landscape nationally and in Atlanta. And President Trump continues to fight the good fight so you'll have the chance to live the American dream. Proud to be the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app. Streaming across Georgia on the Extra 106.3 app. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
It's a birthday present he did not want. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. An arrest for Britain's former Prince Andrew, who turned 66 today. The king's younger brother had already been accused by a victim in the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking of underage girls.
Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was arrested this morning at his home on the Royal Sandringham estate. Police are investigating potential misconduct in public office. Documents in the Jeffrey Epstein file suggest the former Duke of York passed on confidential information to the billionaire sex offender while working as a trade envoy. King Charles, who last year stripped Andrew of his royal titles and forced him to move home, has issued a statement. He says the authorities have his full support and the law must take its course.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage in London. President Trump's also chairman of the board of peace. In this hour, he'll hold their first meeting in Washington, focusing on rebuilding Gaza after the ceasefire that stopped Israel's war on Hamas.
The original intent of the board, which will be chaired indefinitely by Trump, was to oversee the Gaza reconstruction, but has taken on a broader mandate of resolving global crises. Some see it as an attempt by the U.S. to sidestep the United Nations. Several notable absences are expected, including Britain, France, Norway, and the Vatican, all of which have declined invitations to participate.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. After the board meeting, the president will travel to Georgia, touting the economy, campaigning for Republicans ahead of the midterm elections. It's day 19 of the Nancy Guthrie search, and Fox's Brian Yennis reports from Tucson, Arizona.
Investigators continue to analyze partial DNA found in Guthrie's home belonging to an unknown person and male DNA found in a glove 2 miles away from the home. Forensic scientists are using investigative genetic genealogy to try to find the suspect by identifying his relatives, a process that could take weeks.
One skier remains missing but presumed dead in the snow near Lake Tahoe, California, after the deadliest avalanche in the U.S. in 45 years. 8 people killed. America's listening to Fox News.
Progressive Commercial presents Heroes That Keep Truckers Going. Today's hero, your favorite sassy diner server. Sure, her eyes might say, I don't have all day. But deep down, you know that extra pancake on your plate says, I dislike you less than most people. Thanks, hero. What else can keep truckers going? Progressive truck insurance with primary liability limits up to $2 million. Get a quote in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to terms and limits.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
Get the Extra 106.3 app.
Yeah, I got your app. I'm so glad Conservative Talk is back on the air.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. Ben Burnett, former Alpharetta City Councilman and host of the Ben Burnett Show weekends here on Extra 106.3, joins us this morning in place of front office Los. Los is down in New Orleans with his daughters playing volleyball, club volleyball, and they're doing so well. Can't wait to see how that they perform, but hopefully going to pull down a national bid to go play on for a national championship with their volleyball club.
I would be the libero. I just play defense.
There you go.
That's all right. I want to hit somebody.
Look, I've always heard defense wins championships. That's I don't know.
There's no glory as the libero.
But here's the thing. I feel like that if somebody would know, it would be Buford football head coach Bryant Appaling, who's in the studio, along with Ralph Sorrentino of Jim Ellis. Good morning, fellas. How are y'all?
Good morning. Good morning.
Can we get some mics? There we go. How are y'all?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How you doing?
So well, Coach. Am I right about this? Defense wins championship. Is that right?
Oh yeah, no question.
I feel like if there's anybody that would know it, the man to my right is the guy.
You got to score some points too, but yes.
Yeah, right. you got to keep them from running it up too a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have problems doing either of those at Buford.
It doesn't seem like it.
Not lately. Hopefully we can keep that going.
Yeah, it's amazing what y'all have been able to accomplish. I mean, y'all really are. Buford High School, it really is the standard for high school football in the state of Georgia.
It's the best run community in the state.
Well, that too. On top of it, right? Yeah. On top of that.
I mean, I like to boast about that part more than the football and other sports, and our academics and arts and everything is just as high level as all the stuff you guys see, the football, the softball, and all that type of stuff. But the community is the biggest deal. The people that back us up, the city council, all those people, they love kids. And they
Philip Beard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They love us and they support us, in the best way possible.
Which is the whole point, right? I mean, we're trying to, as much as I love football, and obviously you love football, and Ralph, I'm sure you love football, right? 100%. We all love it. But at the end of the day, it's about graduating kids that are productive members of society and contribute, maybe going back and contributing to the community that gave them so much like they got when they were growing up.
Oh, yeah. I had a bunch of guys on my staff. We have a bunch of teachers in the building that graduated from Buford.
Yes, sir.
But the scoreboard kind of takes care of itself. That's the saying we have around there. Like, if you grow kids up and you make sure they're upstanding citizens, staying out of trouble, raising their kids, great fathers, great mothers, great citizens, the scoreboard and all that stuff that, everybody likes to see and likes to post about will take care of itself.
No doubt. But the community aspect is where Ralph y'all at Jim Ellis come in.
Correct. So we like to partner with those that grow the community, right, and grow the next generation, right, and more than just football, right. Obviously, football is the catalyst, right, but football plays a part into every world as you excel in life and you grow and mature, especially in the aspect of in a professional environment, right? So you go to work and you become a manager to manage people, right? The biggest concept that you can learn from the sport is, hey, if I became the coach of the Falcons tomorrow, what's the one thing I can't do? I can't fire anybody, but I got to win the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Right.
I got to put these guys that I have, this group, this team that I have together. We got to find some common ground. We got to lock arms, and we got to go tackle whatever it is to get to the Super Bowl, as you're talking about.
Without fear and intimidation, right? Without the fear of, hey, if you don't do this, I'm going to fire you, right? Well, that's not a management style, right? That's fear and intimidation, right? So the football program and the community, we were longtime supporters of the Buford High School, and it was only right to support the football team. That coach is bringing up these young men to not only own the sport, but for the rest of their life, right? Everybody looks at football like Coach said. Like we have a saying around the car business is if you come to work for the work, the money bucket will overflow. Mm-hmm. If you go to work for money, you ain't never going to find any money.
That's right, yeah.
And that's like Coach saying that the scoreboard takes care of itself.
Don't chase the dream, chase the money. Or don't chase the money, chase the dream.
Correct. Go to work for the work. Yeah, come here, lock in, focus, put the blinders on, go to work for the work, and the money will overflow.
There you go. I love it. So what brought this together? I mean, obviously y'all are in the same community. Whose brainchild was it to say, hey, we want to partner so closely with the coach and have him as a representative of our company and out there telling the story of Buford football, but the high school and then being in the community? Who came up with that plan?
Well, I sat down for 2026 and wanted to do more grassroots, right? We do a lot in the community, but I wanted to do more. So obviously I put a team together obviously, Russell Block Spencer, he helped me to bring the partnership together and bring the dream to a reality. We sat together, we deliberated. I said, I really want to do something with the football program in Buford. We've been longtime supporters of the Buford High School, and I want to support the football program to the young men that are growing up and playing football and entering the business world. And he said, well, let's see if Coach would be interested.
Yes, and then they pitch it to you, Coach.
Well, you said sure.
Well, because it takes more than just you. I mean, it takes a full. I mean, you obviously have assistant coaches, but I don't think people realize the depth of what it takes to be a successful program and how many people supporting you and the program it takes. So when you add in something like this with the folks at Jim Ellis, I mean, that's a game changer.
Oh, it's a blessing, no question. But, we got a lot of guys all over the school and all over my, staff that are moving pieces that are making us look good, in the public. But behind the scenes, there are a bunch of companies, a bunch of community people that support us. And this partnership with Jim Ellis is, kind of, match made in heaven kind of deal. Not just for me, just for everybody, because the things they have planned to support our kids as well as our other programs is what nobody knows about. They see me and him, on the radio right now. They hear us talking about this stuff, but there's a lot of things going on in the background nobody knows about that's going to benefit all kids and all students at Buford High School.
I love that. How did you first hear about this whole thing? When they came to you, they're like, hey, Coach, we got this thing we want you to consider.
Well, it's Block. You know what I mean? Block came to me, and I've known Block for a while. Coach's son, back in the day, and he said, Coach, I got some plans for you. And he's a mover and shaker now. He figures out how to get things done. So he's explaining it to me, and I'm like, I hear what you're saying, but I don't understand any of this. I don't know what you're talking about.
Because on the surface, it's almost like an NIL deal. You know what I mean?
I guess you could say that, but in the end, we're trying to match.
Well, it's bigger than that. For sure.
Exactly. Yeah. We're trying to match up what they can do for they've done stuff for high school and the golf tournament for years, trying to bring it more to what kids can do. But it's not like we're sponsoring individual kids like an NIL.
No, yeah,
it's
of course.
Just sponsoring the school and the program
so much bigger
and things like that. So, but in the end, Block, explained it to me. He set me down, Ralph, and kind of told me what the deal was. And I was like, I'll do whatever I need to do to help kids out. And obviously, it was a nice deal,
That's awesome.
for the whole package. So it was great.
That's great.
Well, I've got to ask you, because I'm a once proud Parkview Panther, which was a once very storied program here. And I know Buford is the, it's no getting around it. It's the bell cow program. From the state of Georgia, and my kids, they're all zoned for Milton High School. Can you keep that game on the schedule? Because it's the best one of the year. Every year I look forward to it. It's always on TV.
Yeah, I watched it this year, as a matter of fact.
And he's an Alpharetta High School guy, and he hates Milton.
I know.
Yeah, let me tell you. I was pulling for Buford the whole time.
I've heard about that hatred now.
That's because they beat us to death all the time.
But we didn't get it worked out this year. I think I just finished my schedule waiting on the last couple contracts come through, and we did not get that one worked out. Tried to get a scrimmage together. I'm not sure if that one, we might be able to work that one out. But I love it. I mean, we played Milton 3 times since I've been the head coach, and all of them been like down to the wire type games.
They're all one-possession games, man.
And
that's what you want to do.
2 years ago, we finished like 2 in the morning because of lightning delays and everything like that. But it's been great. And me and Coach Reeves are close. We both on the same like Nike deal, so we see each other at different clinics and stuff like that each year. But I know him and a lot of his assistants. Some of my assistants coach with those guys, so they're great guys and they do a great job. But that's a rivalry we need to keep going.
You do. It's good for the state.
It just didn't work out the weeks. Then it was. So we'll probably get it back in 2 years.
It's good for Georgia high school football.
But is there anything more impressive than Georgia high school football? I mean, really, from top to bottom, from north to south, east to west.
That's what people don't understand. And I got utmost respect for Florida, Texas, California, and all that stuff.
But those are the 4 bigs.
Those are the 4 bigs. But top to bottom, from our AA teams to all the way to our 6A teams, and we'll be back in 7A next year. I don't know if any state is deeper. You got the big time guys in California, you got the big time guys in Texas, but when you get to that lower level, it's a different breed. And I think Georgia, we got a lot of AA schools that can play with any 6A schools now.
They'd make you think long and hard about what you were going to do that week.
Oh yeah,
I can second that. I've had the pleasure to live in New York, Florida, and Georgia, and I can tell you, when I moved to Georgia in 2013, football is like a religion here.
It is,
right? High school football. I mean, you can cancel Christmas for high school football.
That's right. You don't got to convince me. I grew up watching it. High school and college football are the most important thing. I mean, I've never heard anybody say that, but that's genius. You can cancel Christmas. Give me high school football. Give me college. But talk about the successes, because you had some stats out there that I hadn't. I mean, I knew Buford was successful, and I knew a lot of your guys are going to top tier programs. But talk about the success that you just had that y'all were sharing with me about the kids, where they all ended up.
Yeah, we're probably going to have, I believe, 23 seniors out of 33 seniors going to school next year. 2 of them still yet to sign their deal, trying to figure out what that is. But 21 signed, 8 signed early signing period. Those are all Power 4 kids. Wow. And then we had about 5 more in the next one, a couple FCS D2 and D3 kids. So 21 have signed, 22 more will. But 23 in this NIL/transfer portal age that we coach in now, which everybody's numbers are going down, ours continue to go up, and that's a tribute to what we do as a community, especially Coach Davis, Ferron Davis, my recruiting coordinator, running backs coach. He does a great job and builds relationships with college coaches, and that's how our kids and our kids do right too. Our kids have great grades. They behave. They know when they come out of our program, they're going to be prepared to be a grown man and function on the college campus and compete on a daily basis, because they compete on a daily basis in the classroom, in the weight room, and on the field.
I bet practice is awful. I bet
in the best way possible.
I bet it's awful. Well, I can only harken back to mine. I bet when you throw out numbers like, I think at Parkview back in the day, there were probably 3 guys who were Division 1A players. And to think of what it has become 25 years later, y'all ought to beat the brakes off of us. And there's you roll Division I athletes at every single position both ways. It's remarkable. It is. I'm a proud Alpharetta former elected official. Buford, Georgia is the best run municipality maybe in the country.
Yeah,
maybe.
I second that.
I third that.
And I live in a really nice place.
Yeah, blessed to be a part of it. Really do. They support us in I can't even describe how they support us, and the ways they do it is amazing.
No, it's good. But I think that's probably, Ralph, why
y'all at Jim Ellis want to be involved too, because it's good for what y'all do, right? It's good. The entire community being successful is good for local business too.
Well, the community being successful helps us to be successful, right?
That's right.
We can't do it without the community.
That's right.
Right? So the community in Buford, Georgia is unbelievable in the business sense, right? I mean, it's very easy to do business in. And the community is very loving and caring, and they wrap their arms around anybody. So, I mean, Buford, Georgia, definitely is a place. Like I said, I third the comments of how wonderful the city's run.
Yeah, no, I love it, and I know y'all got to get out of here in a few minutes, but what's like the thing that you want to impress upon people, the reason that y'all do the things that you do, the reason that you partner with them the way that you do, the most important aspects of this wonderful partnership with Buford?
Well, the most important thing from our side of the table is that everybody thinks of a car dealership that we just sell cars, right? That we sell cars, but we're a pillar of the community, right? And we try to support programs like the one we're supporting with Coach to help grow the next generation. The next generation is very important to me, very important to us, and it's very important to everybody. And partnering with those who can generate the next generation in a positive formation is a win-win.
I mean, I hope other companies and communities will see what y'all are doing and be like, we got to do that too. Because I bet, I mean, you talked about, Coach, some of the other coaches that you know. I bet they would die to have some kind of relationship like this with community partners to benefit their team, their school, and their community and the kids, which is the most important.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a big deal, and I know a lot of guys that are deserving of that because of the way they run their program and do things. Ben Reeves at Milton, you talk about former Milton, Clack, at Parkview now. He's a great guy. He's done a great job. So there are a bunch of guys that do it the way we do it, and I have a lot of respect for those guys.
Well, the thing I'll give you is that you could load your schedule up with teams you know you could beat, and you never do. You never do.
That ain't going to do nothing.
And that ain't
going to help you.
Look, there's some SEC programs out there that can take a page out of that book and go play some tough games. And y'all, if there's not a good game on your schedule, it's because the region had something to do with it. But if y'all have a chance to go out of conference or out of region, you do. The four corners of the country.
And congratulations on a national championship.
No doubt.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just hard to even wrap your head around.
Hats off, Coach.
No question. Thank you so much for taking the time, Coach, to come down here.
Anytime.
Buford football head coach Bryant Appaling and Ralph Sorrentino from Jim Ellis here on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3.
Support the advertisers and partners that share your values. Give our Extra advertisers the first shot to earn your business. They will deliver for you every time and support the Extra community like no one else. Connect with all of our partners online at extra1063.com.
Hey, it's Los. Let's talk about Howard Brothers and Skag. It's almost time to show off those lawn stripes. We're getting closer. We're getting there. And that means you can then turn a few heads in the neighborhood. When it comes to stripes, nothing beats the Skag Advantage. Skag mowers are built for durability and designed to deliver clean, professional stripes that you want once we get into spring. Stop by Howard Brothers and take home a Skag that will help your lawn look its best all season long. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Skag and with Howard Brothers.
Hey, it's a Kimmer talking about Stovall.
Yeah, I just wanted to brag on Stovall. I went up there and actually got a quote on some of their material up there, and he gave me the quotes I wanted, but he said what would work best, they don't carry, and referred me to one of their competitors. That's how good they are. And sure enough, he was right. The material he was talking about that they don't carry, it's actually going to work best for me. So I've got that on the way. It all worked out well. Makes me want to go back and buy something from them now.
Folks, when it comes to landscaping supplies, start at Stovall. 11 locations around Atlanta. Online at StovallInc.com.
Ain't nothing beats the cozy comfort of a warm fireplace on a cool Georgia night. Tug here for Chimney Solutions. But before you light that fire, make sure the chimney's clean, safe, and ready with my friends at Chimney Solutions. Did you know that a dirty and damaged chimney could lead to dangerous carbon monoxide leaks or even chimney fires? Don't take that chance. Chimney Solutions certified technicians use state-of-the-art equipment to ensure your home and family are protected. Chimney Solutions, keeping Georgia homes safe, warm, and beautiful for over 25 years.
Shop the new 2026 Toyota Tacoma. Well, get the truck you want and get it with protection most dealerships will not and do not include. At Marietta Toyota, every new Toyota comes with our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty, valid for unlimited time and unlimited mileage for as long as you own your Toyota. And you can buy with confidence. Marietta Toyota is a BBB A+ rated business, and we're rated 4.6 stars on Google with over 11,000 reviews. Right now, we've got Tacomas in stock and more arriving daily, so you can shop selection instead of settling, while the best setups are available. Special APR is available on the new 2026 Tacoma, 4.99% APR for 72 months for well-qualified buyers. Visit us on Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium. Marietta Toyota since 1975. We've been here and will be here for you.
4.99% APR for 72 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers will qualify. Offer ends 3/2/26. Lifetime powertrain warranty included with every new Toyota purchase. See dealer for details.
Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at AmazonBusiness.com.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
It's Thursday, February 19th, and here are your headlines. The Georgia House has passed a bill aimed at keeping data center energy costs off utility customers' bills, requiring new contracts to ensure data centers cover construction and demand-related costs instead of passing them on to residential and retail electricity users. The measure, backed overwhelmingly and now headed to the state Senate, targets growth in more than 100 data centers around the state. The Atlanta-based Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has a new acting director, with National Institutes of Health Director Jay Bhattacharya stepping in to lead the agency temporarily while the White House searches for a permanent appointee. He will maintain his role at NIH as he oversees the CDC amid ongoing leadership turnover and pending Senate confirmation of a future director. And finally, hundreds are expected to honor Lincoln Riley this weekend at a Run for Your Life 5K in Athens, an event celebrating the young woman's life and raising awareness about safety after her tragic death last year. Family members, friends, and community supporters will gather to remember Riley and support efforts to prevent similar incidents. Today's weather is mostly cloudy with a high of 75 and a low of 65. With your Extra 106.3 headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
Make sure you show your support for the heroes that serve our community every day and become a table sponsor or purchase tickets for the Smyrna Public Safety Foundation's Heroes Dinner and Gala. It's March 5th at Boxwood Social Hall in Marietta. If you want to learn more about it, be involved, go to smyrnapsf.org. It's smyrnapsf.org. Tug Cowart, along with Ben Burnett, host of the Ben Burnett Show, former Alpharetta City Councilman. You can hear a show on the weekends here on Extra 106.3. In for Front Office Los, who's down in New Orleans with his girls playing volleyball. And there's a guy that we both really like.
Oh, God, I don't even know what we're doing here.
Well, Kevin O'Leary.
Oh, I do know what we're doing.
Yes, exactly. Kevin is, I love the fact that he does not give a rip about what people think of him on CNN. Because CNN... They treat him like he's some crazy man. Always. Yeah. Abby Phillips talks to Kevin O'Leary like he's, some crazy person with these crazy off-the-wall ideas.
Yeah, like he's not successful.
Exactly. Have you never seen Shark Tank? He's more popular. He's more famous. He got more viewers than you do. Abby Phillips, what are you doing? But that's one of the things that he just he's not afraid to go to battle with them.
Yeah.
He will tell them what he thinks, and they will push back, and they'll say whatever it is.
And he hates Canada.
Yes, he does, because they're socialist and crazy.
And he's Canadian.
And he's Canadian. No, it's exactly right. He hates what's happening in New York. He talks about how, because he's got a place in South Florida. He was like, everybody in my neighborhood is from New York, New Jersey, or Massachusetts. So when they tell you people aren't leaving because of the tax situation and because of the expense of living there, they're lying to you.
Yeah.
Now, CNN would tell you, it's just fine. Nothing's happening. Nobody's going to leave because of that. That's what they said the other night on CNN. Nobody's going to leave. Abby Phillips said, nobody's going to leave because of the taxes.
We talked to State Senator Blake Tillery, who's running for lieutenant governor, talking about getting rid of the state income tax here. My father-in-law is leaving for Florida. He's already sold his house. He'll be gone sometime next month. And he said, when I start drawing this stuff down, 5 or 6% makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it does. And does he live in New York now?
No, he lives in Georgia.
He lives in
He's
Georgia.
like, I'm going.
He's like, going. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, and so you think about it's Texas Or you think about New York, New Jersey, like we're going to play with Kevin O'Leary here in a minute. But look, there's plenty of people in the state of Georgia, even though we're growing, that are like, nah, you can do better.
Yeah, and I think you can. I absolutely think you can.
Best governor in the country is in Florida.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that state is blood red.
And it hasn't been very long since that was. Ron DeSantis has been so good for them that it's not even competitive. But it was not long ago that he just barely eked out winning the governorship.
Can you imagine how different things would look down there if he had not won?
They wouldn't be. I just think I think he played an entirely different game than most politicians, and we talk to him all the time. You and I both do, and I don't say this to put them down. None of these folks are any smarter than you and I. None of them.
Man, that's giving us a lot of credit. I'll take all I can get. As a 3-time college dropout, I'll take all I can get.
No, that is not giving us a lot of credit. That's the pedestal that the average person puts them on.
Oh yeah, no, I don't.
Now DeSantis is that guy.
No, I think so too. And there's certain people that you can tell they just operate at a different level, a higher level. And I'm sure you know plenty of people like that. I definitely do. When I see them, I see how they think, I see how they reason, I see the decisions they make, and I think to myself, I'd have never done that. I would have never done that.
I wouldn't have even thought to do it. When something like that happens, I'm always like, you know what I mean? Especially in politics, because I can usually see where they're going.
Yeah, right. And you're like, man, that's genius. And everything DeSantis has done has been borderline genius.
Even when he picked fights with Disney over their community improvement districts, and he knew he would lose.
Yes, I know, but it was worth it because he came out on top.
I'm going to lose because this is about the PR battle, and I want people to know when they move here, this is the billboard.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to lose.
Yep.
And I know I'm going to lose, but this is what I want people to know about me.
Yeah. Let's. I want you to back to the guy that is lighting up CNN, because I love Kevin O'Leary. I think he's really smart. He's another guy that, like DeSantis, he thinks at a different level. Elon Musk thinks at a different. I mean, I'm not trying to compare those three.
No, they're all real different.
Yeah, they're all very different, but they think at a different level than anybody else.
I don't play that game.
That's right. He was just wearing out the CNN panel when it comes to AOC, when it came to AOC, and just the foolishness that came out of her mouth. You're telling me you went to the Munich Security Conference and you didn't prepare at all? Now, they will tell you that she prepared for months, so I don't know what's worse. Is that she prepared for months with Bernie Sanders, some of his staff, some of the political advisors that Bernie has, and she prepared for months with them, or she didn't prepare at all. I don't know what's worse. Leading into what it was that she actually said. Listen to Kevin O'Leary.
Listen, she's not a foreign policy expert.
Clearly.
And so, no, she's not.
Clearly.
She's not.
You don't say. Come on, give her a break.
You guys, this is you don't even know who's running in Texas, okay? So there's a ton of things you don't know. Stop being so condescending.
For 5 seconds, let somebody finish their thoughts before you have to be rude.
I would like to see how you would be able to answer that. Look, I think that it takes a lot of courage, and I think for her to be expanding her message, for her to be expanding her areas of policy interest are a good thing. She is one of 435 members of Congress. There's a lot of them there that don't come with a breadth of foreign policy knowledge.
You're right. She was fabulous.
It's not about her being fabulous. It wasn't.
Make them defend her.
Let's say you're hired to give a speech. Let's say you're
hired to give a speech and you came in and you either prepared for 2 months and it was awful, or you didn't prepare at all and it was awful. I love the fact that he made them defend her.
It's like the old conversation. I don't know what's worse, corruption or incompetence.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, very similar. And they went just toe to toe defending AOC, knowing that they're wrong. Nobody saw that and go, well, we'll give her a pass. No, you put yourself in the situation. You touted yourself as somebody that knew what you're talking about, and you didn't.
I love the fact that when you send Marco Rubio somewhere, you never know if you're going to get a-hole Marco who's going to just raid Venezuela and topple Cuba, or if you're going to be like, Europe, we're going to do this alone. But if you would like to be helpful, we want your help.
Absolutely, and we love you, and we have shared values and ideals now. Y'all are losing your ideals and values.
You're a giant Muslim continent
right now.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. But
they're not undoing that.
No, they're not. That's the thing. I've said it a bunch of times, and people called in and said that I was crazy for saying that Europe is lost.
It's lost.
It is, dude. It is. How are you going to fix that? That's why it is so bad what is happening in the United States and why we have to put our foot down and say no more.
And I don't care if it's an inconvenient truth. And you can call me the bigot or a racist or whatever.
They will.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're right.
I'm not wrong. And if you don't believe me, ask the people who live in Scotland who willingly wanted to break away from the UK.
Yeah, that's exactly right, dude.
They did it for one reason.
Pakistani rape gangs. We can't mention them because it'll mess with social cohesion. What social cohesion? If you have rape gangs, there's no social cohesion.
I think the great strength of the Republicans is that I think even the marginally left-leaning Democrats agree with that, even if they can't say it out loud. But I'll tell you, when you talk about diversity is our strength.
No, unity is our strength.
Unity is our strength.
Diversity is not our strength. Unity is our strength.
Dude, I worry about what goes on.
Me too. And everybody, and obviously I have great respect for my co-host Los and Neil Bortz when they were like, I can't wait for New York to fall apart. It's going to be great. And I was like, no, it's not.
No, dude, that's the capital of the universe.
It's not going to be great. It's going to be the worst thing that could possibly happen.
Because you don't undo it.
The old saying is, you can vote socialism in, you'll have to shoot your way out. And I know that's if it were to take hold in
hyperbole.
In the entire country. But that grows. That cancer grows. You don't think there's somebody in Iowa right now going, hey, they did it in New York City. Maybe we can do it here. Minnesota. There's a woman who is a Muslim, an Islamist, if you will, that wants to run for is trying to run for governor here in Georgia.
I think it's something that even left-leaning people, marginally left-leaning, I think they know it. And I'm pretty open with how I feel to everybody. I would like to see, I think the strength that do I think that Georgia is the best run state in the country? No. But do I think it's top 5? Yeah. And as we've learned from watching college football, it's real hard to be number one. Yeah. And you never know.
That's right. Yeah.
And if you can consistently wind up in the top 3, 4, or 5, what do they all have in common, Tug? They're all led by Republican governors and legislatures.
Well, let's go back. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's go back real quick, and we'll go by the numbers here on Extra 106.3 because CNN, Harry Enton, like CNN or not, Harry Enton does a good job with the numbers. Let's get there now.
I'll be all right as long as there's light from a math dude. Most people don't like math, they run from the sun.
Over on CNN, Harry Enton is a guy that can put together some solid numbers. And when we talk about states that are run really well, it is always the Republican states, no doubt.
Totally.
Every time. And Harry Enton says the Democrats better be concerned because they could quite possibly lose even more governorships, probably because of that.
Yeah, governors have a whole lot of power, and there's all this talk of a Democratic wave, but the gubernatorial races nationwide should stand as a wake-up call for Democrats, because take a look here, the race raiders, governors post-2026 election, at least tilting to the Republicans. Look at this, a majority, 26, that is at this point the number of governors that are expected, at least tilting towards the Republican Party at this point. Democrats come in at just 20, the rest of the races are toss-up. Of course, you sum up to 50. And I will note that the Republicans right now hold a 26 to 24 gubernatorial seat advantage. So at this point, it doesn't look like Republicans on the net and the aggregate are actually going to lose any governorships. In fact, when you add in those toss-ups, they may gain. So this should stand as a major wake-up call to Democrats, because if there's a wave building, it has not, at least at this point, hit the state level when it comes to governorships.
There you go. Dude, can you imagine the pressure that governors can put on the federal government, like from a perspective of a red state saying, no, we're not going along with any of this crap that you want us to go along with. Like if we were to lose in the midterms and things got shaky, obviously got Donald Trump in office, but if he's lame duck and can't get anything done, you've got to rely on the governors.
You have to. And I'll give you the perfect, this is never going to meet your eyeballs, but it's really, really important. When you hear politicians talk about things like affordability, because we had Blake Tillery on and he said making it affordable, and he wants to do it through a state income tax cut. When you hear Gavin Newsom talk about the issue of affordability, he means zoning. And he means in his big cities, and he wants density upon density upon density. And that's never something that gets talked about on this station, but he knows that the more people he can pack into 1 square acre, the more likely they are going to be shared values as in communism.
Yes, that's right.
And that is what you got to. You see Spencer Pratt, the guy from Laguna Beach.
Oh, my God.
Who's turned into one of my favorite people on social media.
Yeah, he's very entertaining, and he's going to run for governor of California, or he says he is.
And he's probably not going to win. But what he's talking about with the Pacific Palisades and what they want to do with respect to affordability, taking or paying people for the house that burned down and putting a lot of density, that was one of the really, really nice parts of Los Angeles, and that's a great way to screw it up.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, when they raised all that money and none of it got to the Pacific Palisade people, the fire victims, dude.
I was out there when that fire was going on before I went to Australia last year.
Crazy,
and you could see it. You could see the smoke, and I was like, man, this is so ominous feeling because it feels far away from here.
I'm telling you, man. I just know that when those policies are enacted, and they never work. They never work.
No.
And the experts always say,
I wouldn't zone rent control for nothing.
Dude,
ever.
Why would you? Why would you?
Devalue my community? Get out of here.
Nobody wants that. And yeah, you have people like Gavin Newsom that dude, that's the mission.
Yeah.
They want to do it everywhere. I'm sure Atlanta's got full of people that would love to do it too.
Oh, you see it all the time. When I see affordable housing, I think, nope. When you hear your community, your city council, and your county commission talk about wanting to zone housing affordability projects, I'm sensitive to the 30-year-old guys who can't get into a house, but I'll tell you what they're actually saying. We got to devalue this so we can get more people in because they might be more like-minded.
And likely to vote for us.
And that's... Dude, what a way to trash a perfectly good place to live.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to them. You think it matters to them? No.
But they do it in the slightest of ways that the average people don't pay attention to.
Absolutely, because it sounds good on the surface.
With amnesty, housing affordability.
Yeah,
it's like things no one could fundamentally disagree with.
Until in practice.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell are we doing here?
It makes no sense whatsoever. Liberal John's on the phone, and John, you think that Republicans don't have it all figured out, which I agree with you. They don't have it all figured out. But
I was just going to say, I mean, 9 out of and good morning, guys, and good morning, Ben. And next time Los is out, I want you guys to call me.
Okay.
I'll do it for free. But yeah, I think the top 10 poorest states, 9 of them are Republican, and they rely the heaviest on federal funding. So I would understand why a red state would not want something like New York or California to go out of business because of the money that they provide for these states when they have to go to federal aid.
There you go. So I'm going to let you tackle this because you lit up.
I love the fact there is no getting around the fact that you can look at you can look at California, you can look at New York, you can look at New Jersey, you can look at Massachusetts and say the wages here are higher. And they are higher. But when you look at the services, I mean, Barack Obama this week talked about what a disastrous go about the federal government and the local government in Los Angeles had done with homelessness, which is liberal John. That is one of your core fundamental people groups, and you guys will never legislate your way out of this because poor people are poor because they're poor, and they have been since biblical times. If you want to reward people in this country, you go for the value creators, and without question, they are moving to Texas and Florida and California. And they're leaving California. They are all
first time in the history of the state.
And Gavin Newsom can say whatever he wants on whatever podcast he wants. The 2020 census told the story. And there is a reason why Ron DeSantis, who barely eked out a victory 8 years ago against a guy who wound up in prison for, I think it was human trafficking or drug smuggling or something, has turned Florida into a place where the Republicans win by 3 touchdowns. It's not a freaking accident.
Yeah, exactly right, man. Do the Republicans have it all figured out? No. But do they have it more figured out than the Democrats? Without question. And every policy is detrimental to the poor people that they say they support. Every time.
And the best, my favorite, we talk about the Constitution. My favorite amendment is the 10th. And it's because you have 50 ways to do things in better ways. And there's no denying that California gets a ton of innovation. None. You can't dispute it. Sure. You look at the wealth creation in Silicon Valley. There's no other brain trust like it on the planet.
A lot of Republicans there too.
They're growing, but they also, you saw this past week, Palantir, which has been headquartered in the Bay Area,
Miami,
going to Miami.
Why? Because it's working? No,
come on,
because it's not working.
Like the world is getting so much smaller in these entitlement states. Tug and I could do this show. I could be in Istanbul and he could be in Hawaii, and you'd never know the difference because technology gets better all the time. And the people in California have got to realize quickly that all that stuff can leave, and they never will. They continue to go down the tubes.
I think some people are realizing it. The ones that are leaving are realizing it, obviously. But then
my whole neighborhood's full of people from California.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but you talk about Kevin O'Leary, we started with. He said his neighborhood in Florida, full of people from New York, Massachusetts, and New Jersey.
Call anytime, John. I will light your ass on fire.
I love John. I think it's great. And you're always welcome. And if you differ in opinion, you're always welcome. And that's why John always gets on, because he's one of the few that says, hey, I don't agree with y'all. And I welcome that. I want to have the discussion. I want to have the conversation. And that's why I love John so much. Dude, he's great. I would love to go out and have a beer with John one day.
I'm just kidding, John.
About lightning.
You follow me on Instagram. It's the Ben Burnett Show.
I love it. John's a great dude, man. We see things very differently, but an awesome dude. And I love the fact that he listens, and I love the fact that he calls and is willing to have dialogue, because that's what it's about. That's truly, at the end of the day, it's what it's all about. We got to discuss it, because if we don't, we just bar up in our corners and nobody says anything, and we get nothing done.
John's not on the line anymore because he's in the morgue.
Well, come on now, man. Come on. John, I love you, dude. I really do. I think it's great. I love it. I love the fact that John listens and calls. When we come back on Extra 1063, we will wrap up the show. I want to play you something that's really funny, because Family Guy became real life. And this was back, was it 2014, Bryce, when this?
2017.
2017 when this aired. And yet, it is real life today in America. Next on the Morning Extra on Extra 1063.
Extra 1063 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Thursday, February 19th. The United States men's hockey team defeated Sweden 2-1 in overtime yesterday, thanks to a winner by Quinn Hughes, advancing the United States to the semifinal round where they will face Slovakia on Friday. And the U.S. women's team is in action today against Canada, chasing a gold medal for the 5th consecutive Olympic Games. The MLB announced yesterday that Bruce Meyer has been unanimously elected as the next executive director of the MLB Players Association. The announcement comes days after former executive director Tony Clark resigned due to an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law. And locally, the Atlanta Hawks are back in action tonight, taking on the Philadelphia 76ers in Philly. The Hawks will still be without newly signed forward Jonathan Kuminga, who will be out at least for the next week. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. With your sports headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
For more local sports, head over to The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM. And for the latest political news and talk, stick with Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check them out online at atlturfco.com.
Matt, where does confidence actually come from?
Well, Brooke, most people think it's about faking it or achieving more. But real confidence starts with something simpler, self-awareness.
So how do you know if you're self-aware? And more importantly, how do you increase it?
That's where our image process comes in at howpeopleseeyou.com.
Is that the same process made famous by casting director Sam Christensen from MASH?
Yeah, and today it's helping corporate professionals show up with clarity and authenticity because confidence starts when who you are matches how you're seen. Learn more at howpeopleseeyou.com and sign up for a free preview event. That's howpeopleseeyou.com.
Hi, it's Los, here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
At The Honest Car Guy, the entire process is completely transparent. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee, and we even prove it by giving you a copy of the bill of sale. We can sell you any make, any year, any model, and at The Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or honestcarguy.com.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Are home repairs piling up? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Relax. We've got you covered. From drywall dings and leaky faucets to deck repairs and trim replacement, we're your one-stop shop for everything for your home needs. No more juggling multiple contractors. Just call us at the Trusted Toolbox and we'll handle it. Your home deserves the best, and we don't want you breaking your back trying. Call the Trusted Toolbox today at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. The Trusted Toolbox, your one-stop shop for home repairs and more.
We all know somebody, my wife, who falls asleep the second their head hits the pillow. They're perky in the morning. They're not looking for an energy drink every afternoon, and they're also not sick and feeling sluggish all the time. Yeah, I hate them. I love my wife, but that bothers me. But anyway, they get restorative sleep. That's the secret. So this year, make a resolution to get better sleep. And may I recommend Z Factor from Relief Factor. Z Factor is not just melatonin. It's a blend of 4 natural ingredients designed to quiet your mind, help you drift off faster, and keep you sleeping deeply through the night. So you'll wake up energized, clear, and ready for the day. George said I use it every night with great results. Charlotte said my body feels so much better. Thank you, Glenn. If better sleep is part of your resolution, here's the first easy win. For a limited time, save 46% off your first order. Just $19.95, 30-day supply, 800-4RELIEF, 800-4RELIEF, or ReliefFactor.com. Make this year the year you actually sleep well with Z Factor. 800-4RELIEF. That's 800, the number 4RELIEF, or visit ReliefFactor.com.
So-called journalists have a little trick they like to use from time to time to indoctrinate rather than to inform.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. It's crazy that sometimes cartoons and comedy point out the most truth of anybody. I mean, especially comedians, man. They just cut to the bone. Dave Chappelle calls out things that he don't agree with, and he's super funny about it, but he's always deadly accurate.
Have you seen his thing on the Falcon on the latest Netflix special?
I've not watched it yet. I've got it flagged to watch, but I've not seen it. It's
pretty good.
Yeah, the Falcon.
It's just, you'll know it when you see it. If you've already seen it, you know what I'm talking about.
You're nodding in agreement? Yeah. Okay. But, you know, he's... I loved him when he was on. Remember when he was on Saturday Night Live and talking about Donald Trump taking advantage? He was like, when I knew Donald Trump, he was like, when he called them out, he was like, yes, I'm taking advantage of the tax system. And so are every one of your donors and friends.
Yeah. And they're not going to change it.
No, of course not.
And I thought that was funny. But his new special
is good.
He's the funniest part of the whole thing was that I guess he's bought a significant portion of the city he lives in now in Ohio, which is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, sure.
And he said when white people buy all the property and the black people can no longer afford to do it, to live there, they call that gentrification. There's no word for what I'm doing to these white people.
It's so funny. And like, you know, there's times that I disagree with Dave because he showed up at
he's
the
liberal.
He showed up at the Alex Preddy Memorial. It's just weird. But I think he's a smart guy, and I don't always agree with him, but I think he's a funny guy. And
he's very intelligent.
Super intelligent. Absolutely right. Wasn't his mom a school teacher? Seems like I think that was the case. But anyway, so comedy does the best at pointing out the craziness of life. This time, and I ran across this before, I was never a big Family Guy watcher. Now I watch it in clips.
and I realize how funny it is and how well thought out it is, and the people that write it are really smart. And I want you to hear this clip from Family Guy because it's exactly what's happening in America today when people are up in front of an audience and they talk about, whatever it is that they want to discuss. And then, I don't know, they have to make some adjustments to the speech. Listen.
Hello. As you all know, I'm Brian Griffin.
Boo! Boo! Brian Griffin! Boo!
I want to read a few words.
Boo! Liar! Boo! Brian Griffin! Boo!
Anyway, I want to...
Boo! Apologize somewhere else. Boo! Boo! Brian! Boo!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today to apologize.
Why did you say ladies first? That's sexist.
It's just a standard greeting. Let me start over. Gentlemen and ladies...
Who says the man?
Okay, sorry. Humans in the audience.
I identify as a basketball.
Humans and basketballs.
I'm a parrot who mimics words but doesn't comprehend them.
Humans, basketballs, talking parrots, and whatever else is out there.
Whatever? It's whoever. Actually, it's whomever.
This
no
is
one
2014.
likes you, Mary.
All right. Just calm down, okay?
Now you're tone policing us.
That makes me uncomfortable. Anything that makes me uncomfortable in 2017 should be illegal.
You know what? I'm not a racist, all right? I just told a bad joke. There's a huge difference. But nobody on the internet ever takes the time to ask themselves, is this worth freaking out over? Or are there bigger problems in the world than this tweet? Well, I assure you there are. And just for the record, I love black people. I watch tons of black porn. So what do you all want from me? Huh? You want to ruin my life? Then congratulations, you did it. Everybody hates me. I can't leave the house without getting harassed. No one will hire me.
That was a problem before.
I can't turn on my phone without strangers telling me to kill myself or that they're going to kill my family. Leave me alone. I'm the self-righteous liberal douchebag, not you. I've kissed a transsexual before. How many of you can say that? Where's my medal? I am so far left, I'm spinning in circles, you Instead of killing myself, I should kill all of you.
Dude, how accurate is that?
Seth MacFarlane, the time traveler.
Dude, he just gets it. He does. Another guy that gets it a lot is Mike Judge.
Yeah.
And the things.
The South Park.
Dude, Beavis and Butthead even.
Yeah.
And Hank Hill and King of the Hill. I just think all of these guys, the South Park folks for sure.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We're not even, like, me and us and the South Park people aren't the same politically, but we notice the same things. We actually say it out loud.
It's like,
They don't say, as people, they don't say it out loud, but they let their comedy, they let their cartoons say it out loud.
As they say it out loud.
Right, okay, yeah.
Say it louder for the people in the back, Tug.
Yeah, that's right. So it's just funny to me that truly, if you cut through all the BS, most everybody is relatively, I think, notices some of the exact same things.
They're
relatively, relatively similar in the way that we think and believe. Are there going to be issues that we don't agree on? Sure. Like I bet you and I don't agree on plenty of issues. And I know we don't. What am I saying? I know we don't. But that doesn't keep us from communicating. Just like Liberal John called in, love him. We disagree on a lot of things. I know there's one topic that we do agree with, and we've talked about it off air. I think there's so much more of that's out there if you would just be willing to listen and talk.
And that's why Tug is here.
Yeah,
He's friendly and listening. And I will try to put you in a freezer.
just like the dog on Family Guy, he's like, I should just kill you all. I don't not communicate. Like, my sweet Aunt Peg is the most lefty loony that I know. And I just don't talk politics with her. It's fine. I love her.
Is she afraid she's going to get deported?
No, but she, let me tell you. Dude, if, like, we were at, so when Jacob was still at Charleston, we were over eating at a restaurant, sitting outside, and she was like, Donald Trump said he was going to be a dictator from day one. I was like, oh, my God. You're bringing that up right now?
Do you remember when Atlanta...
I was like, pardon me, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I went and got a drink and then came back, and I think it registered that, hey, this is not the right time.
Was it a double?
Yeah,
that's great.
It had to be, yes.
That's great. You indoctrinated Jacob with her instead.
No,
like,
he was not there. No, he was getting ready to play ball. But I just, there are a few that are, I think more people are like center right, center left. Like, people say I'm way right, and I don't think I am. I think I'm a common sense guy.
I remember when the Olympics were in Atlanta, and a lot of the homeless people got one-way bus tickets somewhere else.
Yeah.
It hadn't been that long.
That's not a conservative city doing that.
That's not a concern. And by the way, if we got money left over in Blake Tillery's budget, I think we ought to find some one-way bus tickets and get in the game.
Oh, man.
How's Guadalajara
sound? Goodness gracious. I think we probably should get them mental health because I think a lot of people that are homeless, it's a mental health issue.
We'll pick that up. That's fine.
Don't you think that?
For a one-way bus ticket. That's I know that I've done the government thing, and I know that there are a lot of problems I can't solve that we pretend to solve.
Yeah.
And I don't even pretend anymore.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know how to help you.
Yeah. I've done all I can do.
Here's the Greyhound.
There you go. All right. That'll do it for us. Ben back with me tomorrow. Los will be back on Monday. Beck is up next.
Call me back tomorrow, John.
We'll talk more. Absolutely. For Bryce and Ben, I'm Tug. Y'all come back now. You hear?
Support the advertisers and partners that share your values. Give our extra advertisers the first shot to earn your business. They will deliver for you every time and support the extra community like no one else. Connect with all of our partners online at extra1063.com.
February is Heart Health Month, and heart problems don't care what month it is, and everybody knows somebody with a heart issue, a parent, maybe you, maybe me, and you have health insurance, so you're covered, right? And, well, maybe until you see the out-of-pocket costs, insurance doesn't pay. If a heart attack or stroke hits, you're suddenly staring at deductibles and missed paychecks, mortgages due, bills don't take sick days. You don't need a second heart attack from opening the mail. Well, nobody wants to start a GoFundMe either to get back on your feet. That's why our listeners now have added a separate heart and stroke plan. It can pay a lump sum cash benefit on the first covered event up to $75,000 paid directly to you. Benefits vary by plan and eligibility. It's usually affordable. You can call Stephen to get the details. It takes about 2 minutes to check your options. The Health Insurance Doctor, solving problems you don't see coming before they happen. HealthInsuranceDoctor.net. Here's the number, 678-523-0759. Ask about the heart and stroke coverage. Health Insurance Doctor.